WIBX.
This is Keeler.
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Now back to the Keeler Show.
Okay, well, Aaron Judge has broken out of his slump. Well, at the very least, he's broken out.
I'll tell you
Let's
right now.
Let's see what it means.
I hope that it means he's going to have the confidence and the ability and the swing to improve and just go on a hot streak.
Tweeted out by SNY. SNY, of course, is the broadcast network.
Sports New York.
Which broadcasts the New York Mets. Saying if this is a breakout for Aaron Judge, the Yankees will be nearly unstoppable.
That could be.
So there you go.
They have still some things that, we're very fortunate that Cleveland had some costly errors. I think it was Aaron Judge who reached first base on a really bad infield fly that Jimenez just dropped in the early part of the game. There was a few other errors that led the Yankees to be able to score. But overall, I'm very happy with the performance still. Some, again, moments that were head-scratchers, Jazz Chisholm and Anthony Rizzo getting caught in rundowns in consecutive innings.
Yeah.
Like, what are you thinking? Actually, it was the same inning that they got thrown out.
And am I correct in saying that Nagel was at that game last night?
Yeah, maybe we can get I don't know what kind of shape he's in, but maybe he'll call in this morning.
Big announcement from Wolfspeed Richard this morning, always being the positive.
The optimist.
Optimist that he is.
Yeah, and Garrett Cole, too, who almost blew the game. But go ahead.
The government is bailing them out. Their stock was crashing down to single digits, probably nothing but a political move. Wolfspeed is in trouble, Richard says. Well, I can only say this, that this is a deal that was put together a few years back where they would receive $750 million and then have to reach certain goals to unlock the next $750 million. According to Schumer's office, they reached those goals, and
that's what unlocked the
money.
And
that unlocked the $750 million, which is a big boost for Wolfspeed, and is going to give them an opportunity to hire more people and do more up here. Keeping in mind, they did shut a plant down in the Carolinas. They shut down a plant there and plan to ramp up efforts here. So where it goes, we don't know, but it is quite an impressive facility up there, I got to say.
So are you saying that Richard is surmising that that's his opinion on why the money was
well, everything is his opinion.
Yeah.
I'm simply saying I don't know.
He states it like it's some sort of fact, like he's an authority or he has information that nobody else has.
I don't know that I think it's just it's definitely just his opinion. But he may be right. He may be. I
may be crazy.
I might just be a lunatic you're looking for. I don't know, Richard. I don't know. But I hope you're wrong, is what I'm saying. Let's see. We have a bun. Do you have a sheet for me, or you don't yet?
Yes, I will.
That's okay. Just give it to me at 9.
I like to have you guess. Let's play a fun game of guess who the guests are.
I love a good guessing game. So just so happens I can go into the back end and see exactly what we're dealing with. Celebrated my mom's birthday last night.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. How'd that
80
go?
years old. She does not look 80. She doesn't act 80.
No.
80 is the new 55. I don't know if that's true, but it just seems that way. So there you go.
And with all you've put her through, too.
It's amazing. Ryan Schmelz coming up in a bit. Presidential race is a toss-up in the last key state. This is a very close race, which I think angers both sides.
Yeah, I think it's frustrating.
People are like, how in the world could this be so close? And that's being said on both sides. So we'll speak with Schmelz, Ryan Schmelz on that one. Jeremy Rosenthal with the Rosenthal Report.
The Rosenthal Report.
Three legal issues, and always like him, always good stuff. There it goes. There it is. Melo Testa, as they drove to Florida to see for themselves
the damage.
They also rode on a very this. It's not high-speed train, which they have in Europe
and in Florida too. They've got one.
No, they don't.
Well, maybe not as fast.
It's not a high speed. It's high speed for us. It's about half the speed of what
half that speed.
In Europe. The train goes like 250 miles an hour. In Florida, it's a stretch and it goes about 125.
Wow. Okay.
So still impressive.
I'd still say high speed. Yeah.
I got to tell you, that train that comes up from along the Hudson, they get up to speeds of about 102 miles an hour. But
Really?
You feel it. Oh, yeah.
I've only ever done the Metro North, and that does not go fast.
I will tell you that the nice part about that is there's only, like, if you get on the express coming up, the express route coming up from New York to Albany to Rensselaer, they only make like 4 or 5 stops. So at some points they get going. How do you know they're going 102, 103 miles an hour? I have the Waze app, and when you pull it out, it'll tell you your speed.
It'll tell you, beware, slow down, you maniac.
We also have the Life 360 app, so I'll get a call from my daughter, and she'll be like, I was just noticing you guys were flying on that train. It was going about 102 miles an hour. Anyway, not to say that what's in Florida isn't impressive. It is. I just don't know why we can't have what they have in Europe. Why can't we double the speed? I don't get it. But I will say it's pretty darn impressive. Mm-hmm. And it goes from where to where? I don't know. We'll find out from Mello.
They got on the train. That's right.
Yeah, which also takes your vehicle. Your vehicle loads right on and boom, they're gone.
Oh, that's a long trip, I'd imagine.
I guess not when you're going 125 miles an hour.
That's true.
So we'll speak with Mello on that a little later on. It's time. Leave it to the curb. That wakes Paul Buckley up at night. What is it? What is it, Paul? What makes you uneasy? What keeps you awake at night? And it's leaves getting clogged in the drain.
Yeah, and I didn't.
And the gutters.
I didn't. That's what's confusing to me. I can never keep it straight. If it's stick it in the can or leave it at the curb. Well, because I would imagine that with all of the leaves accumulating, that this time of year the DPW would prefer it to be in a can. But I was wrong. So
there is a requirement, and we'll get to that with Paul Buckley and Dave Short a little later on this morning. Oneida County Health is temporarily shut down due to a report of leaking oxygen. Do you know what happened here? There was apparently an oxygen tank that was leaking.
Kind of a nutty story,
and it forced the health department to shut down temporarily.
Yeah, so
that can be very, very explosive, very dangerous.
Quite literally.
Yeah, which is why I love to see a woman walking into the casino with her oxygen thing, carrying it along on looks like a mini little golf cart.
Yes.
She's pulling it along. She's connected to it and smoking a cigarette. Be careful.
This is from WKTV. The United Fire and Police Departments responded to a report concerning a large leaking oxygen tank on the Oneida Health campus. Madison County EMS also went on site Tuesday morning as the campus was briefly closed to evaluate the situation and assess equipment for any potential dangers. Officials say Oneida Healthcare and the respective service providers have effectively managed the situation and all hazards are now under control. There's currently no immediate threat to safety at Oneida Hospital, which remains open and operating normally.
Major mystery. Why did the local optometrist's office close, Andrew?
Well, it's quite simple. According to them and their website, they had a sudden loss of staff.
They closed abruptly, just shut everything down, said, we're sorry, we have to close.
Effective October 11th, which was a little less than a week ago.
So it is not a permanent closure?
It is.
It is.
They have transferred all files to the Wattis Eye Group out of Barneveld, Utica, or excuse me, Barneveld, Whitesboro, or Herkimer.
Okay.
Dr. Kirkpatrick and Associates had offices in Utica and Herkimer. And unfortunately, he's done. He's calling it quits. He's retiring.
So you used to see him often on KTV, and then as I think about it now, I haven't seen him as of late. It is hard to get people. What is going on?
It's a lot of things. You're seeing it in all facets of our local economy. While there is a lot of growth and new things happening, there's a lot of old things that are either deciding to hang it up or sell or move on. Like you've got Cavallo's, Orchard Hall, Michael T's restaurant, the Celtic Harp. All businesses that are pretty well known in the area that have decided to
and do well,
retire
like,
and move on.
Take like a Michael T's, they do very well.
And this is not any different. The staffing shortage is very difficult.
I want to thank Tracy for inviting me to be on the hiring committee here at Town Square Media.
Oh, good.
And it's a panel of us. We sit in judgment when someone comes in looking for a job. You know what's happening right now is somebody will be like, you'll be interviewing them. And then they'll say, well, I want to be able to work from home when I want to. Well, I'm sorry, we
don't do that.
We don't do that. I mean, in an emergency situation, yes, but not, you just can't work from home. Okay, and I'm not interested in the job. Boom, they're gone. And I just got, by the way, it's breaking news number 1. I'm on the hiring committee at Town Square Media. Breaking news number 2 is they've removed me from the hiring committee
already
at Town Square Media. And it lasted just 1 session. It was really cool. But apparently you can't say to this generation, get the freak out of here, you scumbag.
You freeloading nothing?
Apparently that is inappropriate.
Frowned upon? Yeah.
I mean, years ago you could just say that.
Now, here's the interesting thing.
Today, apparently, and I'm saying this is in the year of Trump. He says anything and it's okay.
Yes.
Anybody else, though, inappropriate, you are breaking the politically correctness rule.
Here is the situation, too, is it's not only, can I work from home? I want to work from home.
You're first of all,
it's how many vacation days do I get?
You are an optometrist. You can't work from home. You can't zoom in and be like, okay, tell me what.
Put your eye to that phone.
What do you read now? I mean, there are some jobs you can't work from home.
No, you can't.
They want additional. I'm at a point in my career where if I'm interviewing for a job and the job doesn't offer what the amenities that I want, I'm at a point where I'm like, fine,
I'll take the job.
Please give me the job.
I need it.
Please. I am at a point where I'm like, I don't care. But you earned that, right? After years, you earn the ability to say, I'm not willing to take that job. But now these people are fresh out of college, if they went to college, and it just blows my mind that they're and you know whose fault it is? It's our fault.
Yep.
We're the ones that brought up these kids. This is the problem. So
don't blame me, man. I don't have kids.
It is shut down.
It is,
permanently.
Unfortunately.
Wow.
And, Dr. Dan and his wife and the staff that he did have were very nice people. But unfortunately, I think a lot of it, too, is just the post-COVID effect to some extent.
I don't know what it is.
Difficulty finding workers.
I don't know what it is.
The AC's on.
Here's Mike this morning saying, regarding the optometrist office, I can't see why they closed the optometrist office.
Oh.
Thanks for that. What else do I have here that is somewhat interesting? You said Thanksgiving is just around the corner. Well, 5 weeks away, but here we go again.
It's going to fly.
I expect next for you to say the state fair is coming right around the corner. Guess who they just booked?
No, going to be my wedding coming up soon.
For one of the acts. That's true, too. That's in March. It's coming around the corner.
Coming around the corner when it comes.
71-year-old woman named Mary Sarabella out of Los Angeles is defying her age by pole dancing. Did I say she's 71? Looks pretty good for 71.
No,
she's
God,
not a stripper.
No, God, please, no.
Yes, it's true. She's not a stripper, but she does perform. It's also a fitness and exercise thing, which we all know about, right?
It is a common thing. They have classes you can pole dance.
While she doesn't look all that old, I'm here to tell you she probably she is. She's 71 years old. Your thoughts on a 71-year-old pole dancing?
All I can say is gravity is not always friendly.
She's in California. She's in California where gravity doesn't exist once they get done. Here she is. Let's see, does she sound old? Here she is, the 71-year-old pole dancer.
A friend of mine said, well, I'm taking pole dancing. I thought, well, that sounds fun. The bug had bit me, and I had to do this. I just had to do it. And I always say, if you're going to try it, don't just do one time, because you'll come away the first time and say, oh, I'm sore. I didn't know I had muscles there. You can't be a wet noodle and be on the pole. I think you have to have a really positive attitude, a can-do attitude, and then you can really go far. You'd be amazed at what you can do if you don't give up.
Okay.
She doesn't sound 71.
She doesn't sound 71, and I got to tell you one thing. As Mike said, he said, I'm watching on YouTube. I thought the best part of that clip was Davey throwing $1 bills at your computer. Whoa, Davey. Now they're
was that a 5 I saw?
Davey, now they're coming in. They're coming in after you on the pole dancing thing.
I wasn't throwing any dollars, so
You
that's
sure?
that's a very disrespectful
Comment?
I did not like that.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to make it clear for you. Mike, he was not throwing dollar bills. Trust me, if he was, I would be picking them up.
You're putting them in my wallet.
That's right. That's right.
That person just made me mad. I was not doing that, so that was very disrespectful.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that.
That is noted. Disrespectful. He has slammed his headphones down and he has exited the booth.
What did you do this
Don't
morning,
call now.
Michael?
Mike, what have you done? He said, I don't know. Does Davey attend the pole dancing classes? I mean, Mike, enough is enough. Don't keep the comments coming in.
Cease the comments.
Listen, the reality is there were $20 bills. That's not true. Davey, let it go. Let it go.
Kidding, man.
Like the Disney movie says. Let it go.
It's a joke. Like this.
Oh, wait a minute. Here's Mike with another comment. Do you want to hear his follow-up? Davey, I hope you're listening. This is Mike's follow-up. Are you ready? I formally apologize to Davey.
Yeah, it was just a joke, man. You got a little sensitive there about it.
Yeah, but I'm on stuff like that. That was kind of.
You don't, but you always talk about how you have inside knowledge about the
but no
the
more,
gentleman
no
clubs.
more.
Oh, you've given that up.
Yeah.
Are you saying you no longer do DJ work at these?
I haven't done DJ work in almost coming up on a year.
On a year. Do you miss it though?
No, I don't. I
All
don't
those
miss. I don't miss the
bikinis and
I don't miss all the
tops flying and
I don't miss all the
BS.
the BS.
I just
and
wanted
Do they
to-
miss you?
And they do miss
of
me.
course
Yeah.
they miss him.
Come on.
I get texts from once in a while say we wish you were back. I don't miss getting respected.
Are they disrespect
Yes,
you?
they did.
What did they do to you?
If you didn't play their song right, or you didn't queue up the next record or CD or whatever the heck you use,
Yeah.
they
Using
say,
records
"Oh,
still?
this is not the one that we needed. You didn't play it," and then they
Yeah.
just give you a dirty
How
look.
Can I perform
Right.
when you're playing Wipeout instead of P. Diddy or whatever?
Oh, you don't want to play that.
Yes, some of them disrespect.
What's the difference?
They
I guess.
disrespect you. Do
Yes.
they tip you at the end of the night? Do they share tips with you at the end of the night?
If they don't make any money, you don't get anything.
You don't get anything. But
Do
if they
not-
make
are there
money,
situations they don't make money?
Yeah, there were sometimes I would go down there and go down and do the stuff, and I come home with like nothing. Because what's
Yeah.
the sense of me even going down? I say.
yeah.
If they don't make money, I don't make money. And the other people that work there don't make no money.
How's the sound system there? Is it like a whole thing, or
it's probably because you got
or
to
is it
feel.
like a boombox?
You have to feel the music. I would say that sound system is probably pretty good.
Ancient
Ancient.
Yeah.
Oh my lord,
Radio Shack microphone.
that's awful. Yeah, that's bad.
Give it up for Timmy.
Okay, that's right. Here comes Kenny.
What's that 71-year-old lady's name?
I forgot her name. Her name was, is it Martha? No, it's Mary.
No, like I said, I haven't.
Mary Cerebella, as if,
Like I said, I haven't done it in a long time,
All right.
and I don't miss it. And I don't miss going to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning. I like going to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock.
We're learning here about Davey this morning. I have learned something, and I've noticed something on my observations. Like sometimes I will have a 20, and I'll say, Davey, I need dollar bills for the Davey's our dollar bill guy.
Yeah, that was the only reference.
Used to be.
Yeah, right.
But recently, I've noticed that when I say I need change, you say, no, I'm sorry, I only have 5s, 10s, and 20s.
Yeah.
Very
Moving up in the
interesting.
world.
So that is because no longer.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Listen, it's a job. You did your job well, and there are just some people that don't appreciate it.
I tried to do my job well,
Right.
but there's everybody in the workplace. You can't satisfy them all.
You can't
You
satisfy
please some people sometimes, but you can't please all the people all the time.
That is right. Today is National Bosses Day, by the way. Oh. So if you have a boss that you like out there, get right on it and do something nice.
We just gave Tracy a cake for her birthday.
We did.
so.
We've done enough. I think we've done enough. That was a combination of happy birthday, happy boss day.
That's right. Not our fault. They're just a few days apart.
A way to take care of your boss today would be to go to Daylight Donuts
Oh, that's a good
in New
idea.
Hartford and bring your boss some avocado toast on French peasant bread, toasted just perfectly, with a little just the perfect mix of the avocado and tiny little pieces of tomato.
Oh, it's great.
It is just to die for. Perfect amount of salt and pepper. It'll make you come back every day. But what a great thing to do is to go over to Daylight Donuts and pick up one of those French peasant avocado toasts and take it to your boss along with some coffee, or buy the whole office coffee. You could do an entire box of donuts, an entire box of coffee, and if you can't get there, call Daylight Donuts and they'll deliver to your workplace.
Interesting.
Chicken soup is on the menu also. Maybe your boss is feeling a little chilled today. Bring him chicken soup. These are all good gestures that might get you a raise down the road.
And then what you can do is, around lunchtime, you can go to the Tony's Buffet and you can get them a little bit of a takeout thing for lunch.
Well, this is the Daylight commercial, but if you...
And then you could go to Randall's and have them go and do...
You could and get a vaccine. You could do that. You absolutely could do that.
Sorry, I didn't really
And then
know
if you're
what that
not
was.
feeling well, head over to the Falcon Clinic, where you'll be able to... How do you get over to the Falcon Clinic? I left the keys to my Mazda CX-90 from Steve Pawnee Mazda sitting right over there. Let me go get it. Oops, I hurt myself. I think I've got some neuropathy in my foot. I'm going to immediately
Get some
begin
Softwave.
to do Softwave, and I'll feel much
when I was at
better
Softwave
with that.
The furnace went. And it
They
was
called
cold. They
Collis. Collis
out.
came in. They're always on standby. They will, the 24/7, I mean, how can you do Softwave when you don't have the proper temperature? You got to be
it's
able to
gotta be
feel
warm.
comfortable in there, because otherwise you're going to be walking across the tile and it'll be cold.
It'll be freezing.
And let me tell you something. And Sarah's doesn't sell cold tile. In Sarah's Flooring Outlet, they actually give you the tile that's warm.
It's
up
preheated.
It's up to you to keep it warm.
That's right.
They have the largest selection anywhere when it comes to tile.
They got a new bathroom.
They got a new bathroom. They piped up the place. It looks really good. Now Andrew steps in from River Hills Properties and he's ready to sell the property. Let's
New York
go.
Sash bathroom out.
We can make some money, and look at these beautiful windows from
gorgeous.
New York Sash. They're triple pane.
Lifetime warranty.
They also have a UV glaze that prevents the sun from coming in. So while you're there eating your avocado toast, getting Softwave in the chair, it's amazing you will not be sunburned.
Well,
Which, if you do get sunburned, head back over to Falcon Clinic, and they'll take care of you.
I think we covered everybody.
Hello, Wayne. Good morning. Are you there, Wayne?
Yeah, well, you stop into the Wattis Eye Care.
That's right. Well, we haven't gotten them yet. We're working on it.
Clearly now.
We are working on it. Good morning, Wayne. Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, guys. I wanted to get in with you guys yesterday about the Clinton, when you're coming into town, is a beautiful place to come into. But their roads, from the time you reach, like, Stewart's over on, I don't even know the road there, Limberlost,
Road.
all the way straight through when you're going through where Tony's Pizza, right to McDonald's, is like somebody put smart bombs into the road.
Oh, you're talking about
Clinton.
yes, but he's talking
Clinton
about
Road.
Meadow Street.
Meadow Street, but it starts out as Clinton Road. He's on Clinton Road,
Yes.
then comes around,
I
goes
refer to
around
it
the
as
park.
Clinton's Ditch. Clinton's
Clinton's
Ditch, I call
Ditch.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right
So
straight through. That's from
it's become a
Back to the
giant
Future.
canal.
So there's been a lot of feedback and fallout from Mayor Stevens' appearance. There were some comments we
Picking
didn't
on
get to. No, I know.
Well,
I thought he's not controlling
I don't
this.
know. I said everybody's picking on him, and I'll tell you what. There's everywhere. Maybe about the way he said it to whoever or cut him off. But the thing about it is, everywhere, they do not take care of the roads. It is
No.
the last thing on their list. I have sewers that are like inverted. The road, I get
Inverted
told
sewers.
you're not on the list.
Watch out.
You're not on the list.
Is that
You're not on the list.
inverted mail? Is that an inverted manhole cover? Or are
They're
you
like
just
belly
happy to see me?
buttons. They're like belly buttons when people get fat.
Oh, great.
Everybody's sewers are gone. They're like
Well-
they're disappearing. And try to hit one of them.
We live in upstate New York where it's cold and freezes, and then it thaws and freezes and thaws, and that's where I think a lot of that
You know, the
comes from.
perfect example of this is the bottom of our driveway here at Town Square Media.
Oh my God! This
How
is
many
just
times
paved.
it's been paved?
It was just
and
paved.
filled, and then all of a sudden you get
It's
another.
like an obstacle course to
Going.
get in
You have to
without
get out.
going through the potholes.
You have to get out at your driveway. You have to get out, literally lift your car up, put it into the driveway, and then get back in the car to drive it.
Luckily,
That's
you
a
have a
real
Yugo, which will allow you to do that. Or
With a
how about
handle.
those little tiny cars?
Oh, yeah.
They look almost the size of a golf cart, and
They look fake.
man, you get hit with one of those. I can only imagine it would be not
There's always
good.
someone big riding them. I'm not making fun of big people, but there's always big people riding them. It's like they're all hunched over,
Well-
their heads up against the top part, and they're looking,
The funny
through
thing
top
is,
part of the
Wayne.
windshield.
The funny thing is, they're my size. They just because the vehicle's so
They
small,
just
they
look okay, 'cause they
look
look
big.
bigger.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
you're right.
All right,
tonight,
Wayne.
I just wanted to.
Yes,
I
sir.
need to say one thing. This is why I called. I didn't
Okay.
get that in yesterday, but
Yes.
today, about 4:30 in the morning, garbage men are coming by. They're treating it like it's about, I don't know, maybe like 5 in the afternoon. They're throwing things, yelling, yucking it up. I don't know if they're high, they're drunk. There's 4 guys out there collecting garbage and collectibles and leaves, and they're screaming and yelling. They got my dog barking. They're just going down the street, heaving the cans and just making all the noise in the world. Like I said, it's like they're having a party out there without a whiskey bottle.
or with, you never know.
Or with the half
Or
empty.
with, I don't know. I've never heard louder, more, derelicts.
Yeah.
I never heard nothing like it.
Well, and that stuff, I don't know how they do it quietly, but it does wake you up. I got to tell you, we were in Wayne, as you know, we're coming home from the city on Monday, I should say, when they had the Columbus Day Parade in New York City. And as we're lining up, I got all these pictures of the parade. Miss Italia, you had another one saying "Kiss Me, I'm Italian." Then the NYP, not PD, but the FD, the fire department came by. That was really, everybody stood in respect and awe of that fire department, which is so revered in New York City. And
Right.
after that, I saw this military team, all in uniforms, coming down Fifth Ave. And no, it was not military. It was the sanitation department. And honest to God, they all have uniforms in New York.
Right.
And the
Right.
trucks are so clean. They were in the parade.
Nice.
We don't see that here. I don't know why we should. Okay,
So
Wayne.
the truck sounded like this is what the
I
truck
know the
sounds
trucks.
like.
Some of the trucks are in rough shape.
It sounded like they landed a helicopter on the street. I went out there to see if they were letting people out of a helicopter, and it was them.
It was they were crushing your
It was
garbage.
scurrying everywhere. I was like, what's happening? Are we at war?
It wakes
the
you
leaf
up.
collector and the garbage truck.
Oh,
Both
yeah,
are-
that's-
I'm already up, but they're making noise, waking my son up. That's got to sleep for another half hour or an hour. But it's
And
just
nobody
too
wants
funny.
that. All right, Wayne. Good luck.
All right, later, guys.
You're going to have to go to bed early tonight. All right.
I know.
Thank you.
Later.
Ryan Schmelz with Fox News Radio on the line right now. The new Fox News Power Rankings. Another element out. The presidential race is a toss-up as the last key state. Ryan Schmelz, good morning. What do we know? This is in.
Hey, good morning, guys.
This is becoming even closer, right? Even closer than before.
Former President Trump has closed a significant gap since the last time we did this power rankings. The big one is that you see Michigan moving from a lean D to a toss-up. And, this is huge because now you've got pretty much all the key battleground states rated as toss-ups. Now, Republicans and Democrats can look at this and sway it one way or the other. I mean, Republicans can look at Ohio. Yeah, and Republicans can look at Ohio and say, hey, look, we're comfortably in the lead there, which they are, and that's definitely positive for Republicans. They could say the same about Florida and Texas, where it just looks like, Vice President Harris has not been competitive in those states as she might want to be. But then, Democrats are now once again competitive in Georgia as well as Arizona, and those were once states that were considered to be shoo-ins for Republicans. And then you're also kind of seeing the same thing in North Carolina.
So if we live in a pick and choose world, if you're from the right, you're only talking about those states where they used to go to Democrats and now they're a toss-up. Mm-hmm. On the other side, the same thing is done. But if you look at all of it, I don't know, Ryan, I've seen a more competitive presidential race, at least when it comes to polling in advance.
Yeah, this is extremely tight, and this just seems like we're at the point where this could go any way, especially now that Trump has closed that gap, especially a lot of it comes from the post-VP debate polling where J.D. Vance, many believe had a very strong night. And I think one thing that Democrats are maybe going to cling on to a little bit here is that we do have the Senate power rankings out with this one. And, the Senate map still looks very good for Democrats. It looks like Republicans will still flip the Senate because Michigan or West Virginia is likely to go red. Then we're seeing polling improve in Montana, where Tim Sheehy, the Republican candidate there, is now the favorite to win. At the same time, though, there's a lot of battleground states here. You got Michigan, you've got Arizona, you've got Nevada, which Nevada, by the way, we had rated as a toss-up. That's now moved to a lean D, and a number of other key battleground states are lean Ds. You've got that in Arizona. You've got that in Nevada. You've got that in Michigan. So I think that, when you look at how the Democrat Senate candidates are doing, is that going to carry over, and are we going to see them ride with the presidential ticket, or are we going to see ticket splitting, which, ticket splitting is a pretty rare occurrence to happen.
It really is. So you wonder where all of this is going to go. And you also wonder on this polling, has the adjustment been made because Trump was always undercounted? At least in the last two elections, he's been undercounted. And I wonder, they say they've made the adjustment. Did they over-adjust? Did they under-adjust? That's what makes this very, very confusing right now, I think. You wonder about the accuracy right now of polling.
Right, and I will say that, and I don't want to be the homer here, the guy who keeps my own horn. We had a pretty accurate prediction of the 2022 midterms, and I think that the Fox News Power Rankings usually have, and we do get a lot of credit for our polling here. So I think that we are usually fairly good at underscoring former President Trump and the fact that he does usually outperform a lot of polls out there, and he has done it 2 election cycles in a row. Yeah. Though I think the polls were a little more accurate in 2020 compared to 2016. Yeah. But at the same time, he does traditionally outperform polls. We do take that into account, I believe. And so I think this does give you a good idea of where the electorate is, and that is that we don't know where this is going to go on Election Day.
Very interesting. Would we rather have it like this, or one side is definitely going to win? Maybe if it's really tight, the polls don't have any effect on people staying home. It really is inspiring both sides to get out.
Well, if you remember in 2016,
get out and vote.
The polls were showing Hillary in a landslide.
Well, 2016, Hillary probably would have won if she got her vote out, and she did not get her vote out. That's what caused it.
And she made some key errors, which was, I believe, she kind of didn't really take into effect Wisconsin and Michigan, and she kind of treated that as shoo-ins for the Democrats, and that ended up being very costly for Hillary Clinton as Trump was able to flip those seats. Yeah. Harris ain't making that mistake, and Biden did not make that mistake. Harris has been very active campaigning in Michigan and Wisconsin. And, money has been very good for Democrats this election cycle. So that has definitely helped with Harris being able to hit a wide number of states. And also, having governors that Democrats believe are assets in those states, too, has helped as well. Josh Shapiro, some believe he still should have been the VP nominee for the Democrats, but he's still been very active on the campaign trail, and Democrats view him as a huge asset in Pennsylvania, especially when he has really strong approval numbers.
Yeah. All right, very interesting as we're getting, what will we all do after it's over? Well, we'll probably be
sane,
hoping it's going to be ending soon. It should be over. Why isn't it over? Let's hope it's over.
It probably won't be over on election night either. Keep in mind that Arizona, in this case too, if we're going to be looking at the House, we'll probably have the New York House results by the next day, but we don't know what's going to happen in California, even Alaska, for that matter. So those are we could still not know who controls the House on election night, and we also probably don't know who's going to have the presidency.
The Oval Office. Interesting. A judge has ruled that Georgia cannot require hand counting of the ballots. Which would have really put us well into January by the time we were finding out who wins in Georgia. So I don't know if they can test that and it gets overturned, but as of right now, that has been ceased. Really interesting stuff. What an amazing time. Just think back to 1987. It took one thing. Gary Hart was spotted on a boat cheating on his wife and immediately got out of the race because he was so looked down upon. Today, nothing could get anybody out of the race, not even age. All right, Ryan, thank you, man. We'll do it again.
All right, sounds good, buddy. Thank you.
Have a great day.
You'll find no shortage of work to do in a New Holland Workmaster or Boomer compact tractor. Available now at Clinton Tractor. Get 0% financing for 72 months, plus no payments for 90 days, or choose cash back on these 24 to 55 horsepower compact and subcompact tractors. Stop into Clinton Tractor today or at clintontractor.net. Offer ends soon.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
It's in Sarah's Flooring Outlet's anniversary sale with savings throughout the store.
Get 20%, 30%, up to 50% off through the end of the month during Sarah's anniversary sale.
It's the best time to get new flooring for your home or business at incredible anniversary savings.
Get 20% off select in-stock carpet at Sarah's.
Get 30% off select easy-to-care-for luxury vinyl tile.
And get 50% off select in-stock hardwood.
It's in Sarah's anniversary sale with savings throughout the store. Plus, as always, get interest-free financing for 6 months.
Get 20% off select in-stock carpet.
Get 30% off select luxury vinyl tile.
And get 50% off select in-stock hardwood at Sarah's. See why more people buy from the big store.
Sarah's Flooring Outlet.
Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and sarahsflooringoutlet.com.
Did you want me to do it live? Because I can. I was mentioning Daylight Donuts, the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program. Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. And you can check out the avocado toast with French peasant bread from Heidelberg. It's Daylight in New Hartford.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome,
W295EI,
WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
A lot of Americans have already voted. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Early voting 20 days before the election is now in more than 40 states. In Georgia, they more than doubled the record there for the first day of in-person early voting, over 300,000. Meanwhile, a judge there blocked the new election process.
The rule required 3 poll workers at each site to separately count the physical ballots until their counts matched. Election officials and poll workers objected to the regulation, warning that hand-counting ballots is burdensome and prone to mistakes.
That's Fox's Carmen Roberts. That same judge also ruled that local election board members cannot refuse to certify election results. There was a Trump rally last night in Atlanta.
Our schools don't teach, our cities aren't safe. illegal aliens are pouring in by the millions and millions and millions, and we're teetering on the brink of World War III. Other than that, I think we're doing quite well.
Now, this morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, the former president will hold a town hall with women voters in Georgia, hosted by Harris Faulkner on Fox News Channel. Vice President Harris will campaign in Pennsylvania, joined by more than 100 Republicans who support her, not Trump.
He is achieving his intended effect to make you scared. He is running full-time on a campaign that is about instilling fear.
That was Harris on the Breakfast Club on iHeartRadio. Today, Brett Baer will interview the vice president on Fox News Channel at 6 p.m. Eastern. The Navy is searching for 2 crew members missing in Washington state after a fighter jet went down last night during training. That happened, and the search continues between the Navy and also Yakima County officials on the lookout for the crew members and also that plane. Israel keeps going after Hezbollah militants in Lebanon with airstrikes near Beirut, killing at least 15 people there. Israel says it was targeting underground weapon storage for the Iran-backed militants. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey guys, Donald Trump Jr. here with urgent news. The world's central banks are making unprecedented moves, and it's time to pay attention. In 2022 and 2023, they bought more gold than ever before. And now in 2024, the trend is accelerating. Why? Because central banks have lost faith in the dollar. And in these uncertain times, gold is the ultimate safe haven. If you too are worried about the dollar, I urge you to take similar action by diversifying your IRA or 401k into gold with my trusted friends at Birch Gold Group. To see how it works, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. I trust Birch Gold. They provide an easy process to roll over your 401k or IRA into gold without losing your tax advantaged status. So text PROTECT to 989898. That's PROTECT to the number 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold.
Message and data rates may apply.
Now, we mentioned Israel continuing to battle Hezbollah in Lebanon. The war against Hamas militants also is raging in Gaza, and the U.S. has warned Israel that American military aid could be cut off.
The amount of food, water, medicine, and other critical aid reaching Gaza has fallen sharply.
In fact, it has fallen by over 50% from where it was at its peak.
State Department spokesman Matt Miller describing why Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin wrote a letter to Israeli counterparts setting a 30-day deadline to increase the flow of assistance.
But our hope is that Israel will make the changes that we have outlined and that we have recommended, and that the result of those changes will be a dramatic increase in humanitarian assistance.
A similar letter was sent to Israeli officials in April that led to more aid getting to Gaza. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed the day after big losses for the Dow and the NASDAQ. In the baseball playoffs,
Sends one high and deep to center field. Did he get it? Back on it is Thomas. He's at the wall. He got it.
Aaron Judge helped power the Yankees in New York to a 6-3 win over the Cleveland Guardians on TBS. The Yankees now lead the American League Championship Series 2-0. Tonight, the New York Mets host the LA Dodgers in the NLCS. That series tied 1-1. A 7-time Super Bowl winning quarterback is now an NFL owner.
Tom Brady has been officially approved by NFL owners as a limited partner in the Las Vegas Raiders. Brady now has a minority stake in the Raiders, taking 5% control of the team. It took owners 17 months to approve the deal due to Brady's job as a broadcaster with Fox and concerns that he was receiving too much of a discount from Raiders majority owner Mark Davis. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
The Raiders also traded star wide receiver Devontae Adams to the New York Jets. Another star receiver, Amari Cooper, was traded from Cleveland to Buffalo. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time 7:05. I'm Andrew Derminio. It is currently cloudy and 38 degrees here in Marcy. Your full weather forecast is coming up. This update brought to you by City Suburban. Call City Suburban today at 315-853-3899 or log on to citysuburban.com for a free quote today. Wolfspeed is getting a $750 million boost to increase computer chip production at its plant in Oneida County. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the money will go to the facility located in Marcy, which opened back in 2022. Wolfspeed makes silicon carbide chips that are used in things like electric vehicles and even artificial intelligence. Schumer says he's currently working with officials to bring other semiconductor-related businesses to this area. Well, now Urgent Care and Excelis Blue Cross Blue Shield have started the process of negotiating a brand new contract. The region's largest urgent care chain has not been part of the Excelis network since the beginning of the year. WellNow said back in December one reason a deal could not be reached is because Excelis offered rates that were far below market. Excelis countered, claiming WellNow's demands weren't reasonable. There's no word yet when or if an agreement will be reached. A Cortland County mother and father have been indicted by a grand jury after being charged with child endangerment. Prosecutors say 34-year-old Alicia Lloyd severely abused her two young children to the point where they suffered life-threatening injuries. Just how the kids were harmed has not been made public, but they are no longer in the custody of their parents. Authorities were alerted to the abuse by a daycare provider. After 2 days of deliberations, the jury has handed down its verdict in the Jaquel Flagg murder trial. Yesterday, the panel convicted Flagg for his role in a shooting on Belleville Avenue in Syracuse last year that left 44-year-old Damond Jones dead and 3 others injured. Flagg was one of 4 people that opened fire on a group from inside a stolen car. Flagg was connected to the crime through DNA evidence. He's facing decades behind bars at his November sentencing. And Thanksgiving is now just 5 weeks away, and the Rome Rescue Mission is asking the public for donations. The mission said yesterday that in order to hand out over 3,000 meals for the holiday, they need enough food to do so. There are also plans to distribute 1,500 turkeys to people in need on November 25th, starting at 11 a.m. at the mission on East Dominic Street. Donations can be dropped off Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time is 7:08. Your weather forecast is brought to you by the new Destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Today, we can expect cloudy skies, maybe a little bit of sun with some rain showers possible. We'll see a high in the upper 40s. Some widespread frost overnight, otherwise partly cloudy with a low around 30. Tomorrow, we'll see some frost in the morning, otherwise sunny skies, warming things up into the upper 50s, but into the weekend and the early part of next week, we're going to cruise through the 60s and up into the lower 70s by Monday and Tuesday. Right now, however, we're at 38 and cloudy at 7:08. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43, local contractors. The Yankees are 2 wins away from an American League pennant after topping the Cleveland Guardians 6-3 in Game 2 of the ALCS at Yankee Stadium. Aaron Judge went 1 for 3 with 3 RBIs, including a 2-run blast for his first home run of the postseason. The Bronx Bombers will look to take a commanding lead when the series heads to Progressive Field for Game 3 on Thursday. The NLCS is shifting to the Empire State as the New York Mets host the LA Dodgers for Game 3 tonight at Citi Field. The best-of-7 series is tied at a game apiece. Luis Severino is expected to start for the Mets, while Walker Buehler is slated to toe the rubber for the Dodgers. A pair of former Packers are teaming up once again. Luckily, it's on the Jets. On Tuesday, the Jets acquired star wide receiver Devontae Adams from the Vegas Raiders. The Jets are sending the Raiders a 2025 conditional third-round pick, which could improve to a second-rounder if Adams earns a top honor at his position or is on the Jets' active roster for the AFC Championship game or Super Bowl. Adams and quarterback Aaron Rodgers previously played together in Green Bay, where they combined for 615 completions, over 7,500 yards, and 68 touchdowns. Big news for the Buffalo Bills. They've improved their wide receiving core after pulling off a trade with another team from the AFC. The Bills and Cleveland Browns worked out a pact to send 5-time Pro Bowler Amari Cooper to Buffalo in exchange for a third-round draft pick in 2025. The 30-year-old has just 2 touchdowns this season and leads the league in drops with 9. It's unknown if he'll be in the lineup when the first-place Bills host the Tennessee Titans on Sunday. And what you have to realize is
there was a look on Josh Allen's face on Monday night that you just knew he was frustrated that nobody could catch a ball.
Yeah. And Amari Cooper, there's a whole stat. He leads the league in drops with 9. It's also a product of your environment. The Cleveland Browns are a literal dumpster fire right now.
Can he catch a bullet is going to be the big question, because Josh Allen throws a bullet.
Well, if he can catch Dak Prescott, he can catch Josh Allen.
Oh, yeah.
And like I said earlier, the Bills are in the bottom of every category in receiving in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So they need him. And I think it's a good pickup. It's not going to do too much to the cap space. That's the reason they couldn't get Adams. It was they just couldn't afford to take on the salary, which the Jets are doing.
Well,
They're taking on his full salary.
They had to make a roster move. They released the former Kansas City Valdez-Scantling guy there.
Yeah, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, who's also a former Packer.
I seen a tweet or something on Facebook. Instead of getting Amari Cooper, they should have dumped Tyler Bass and Sean McDermott, they were saying.
Oh, my gosh. There's nothing wrong with McDermott. I mean, he's in my opinion, he's done a very good job with this team. I mean, he's helped build it to what it is today.
It is a team that has had a lot of there've been a lot of things that have to be tweaked, and maybe this is the right tweak to make it all work. And remember, he's dealt with a lot of injuries over the years. All right, I got a break. Coming up this hour, we have a bunch to get to, including the Rosenthal rundown.
The Rosenthal report, Bill. It's the Rosenthal report.
Weekly legal stories, and he'll and they're really always interesting stories. So I look forward to this little segment. Mellow Chest is on. They took a trip on a really cool. Call it America's version of the high-speed train.
The moderately speed rail.
The moderate train, the moderate speed, the moderately fast train. I don't know. But it's a cool experience. But a sad experience is what he's looking at.
Yeah.
The damage in Florida after 2 hurricanes. And he'll bike his free money question of the day. Davey, we gave away $50 yesterday in a consolation effort. What is your number today, Mr. Davey Smith?
Mr. Davey.
$200.
$200 on the line. Your chance at $200. We'll do it at 7:35 here this morning on WIBX.
Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Bootcamp. It's October. That means it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And if you know me, I love to give back to our community. Are you a local business owner? If so, my team and I would love to challenge you to Burpees for Boobies. All you have to do is contact us for more information, and we can do burpees together. This year, we are donating every single penny to Making Strides of Utica. Want to nominate your friends to a challenge? Simply donate to nominate and help us reach our goal. Together, we can make a difference in the fight against breast cancer.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team now. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get pay that's based on your experience, great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
What the?
Whoa. What's wrong?
I'm sick and tired of these high energy bills every month.
First off, keep it clean. Second, let's give City Suburban a call and see what they can do for us about installing a new high-efficient heat pump system. We can discuss installation pricing and any available New York State clean heat rebates.
Take the first step towards a cleaner and more cost-effective, cleaner future. Log on to citysuburban.com for a free quote today.
Yeah, now you're talking.
I said keep it clean.
The Potting Shed Antiques in Whitesboro is buying silver, gold-filled, vintage costume, estate jewelry, and U.S. and Canadian coins. They've been your hometown buyer for the past 52 years. While other gold and silver buyers claim to offer the highest prices, the Potting Shed Antiques actually delivers. Let Don Hartman take a look at your individual pieces or your entire collection. The Potting Shed Antiques, open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Please call ahead for an appointment. Visit thepottingshedantique.com.
Have you been thinking about buying a new hot tub or spa? Now is the time. Liverpool Pool and Spa has a large selection of American-made spas and hot tubs. Enjoy year-round for both relaxation and hydrotherapy. Fast delivery and installation available, as well as local service and support long after the sale. Financing options also available for qualified buyers. Stop into the Rome location today on 1501 East Dominic Street in Rome, or visit liverpoolpoolandspa.com for more information. Don't just dream it, live it.
Medicare Part D open enrollment is now through December 7th. It can be confusing to compare plan coverages, premiums, and deductibles all on your own. Looking for an easier way? Go to KinneyDrugs.com for a free online tool that helps you compare plans based on your specific prescriptions. Or call 844-653-5063 to compare plans and enroll right over the phone. Ask your Kinney pharmacist or visit KinneyDrugs.com.
Hello, Utica. This is Carrie Paleo, Executive Director of the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. I'm really excited to introduce more fantastic new businesses that have recently become a part of our thriving community. Be sure to support our new businesses and our local economy.
La Bistro Restaurant, 106 Genesee Street, Utica. Grow Brewing Company, 2 Campion Road, New Hartford.
Please join the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce in welcoming these new businesses. Here we grow again.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Need new tires? Nokian Tires is celebrating 90 years of legendary Hakkapeliitta winter tires with a consumer rebate. Now through October 31st. When you buy 4 select winter, all-season, and all-weather tires, you can save up to $80 by mail on a MasterCard prepaid card. Offer expires October 31st, 2024. Experience the thrill of savings on every mile at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Visit their stores and meet their team of experts, or schedule your appointment online at tallmanstire.com.
Are you seeking Medicare guidance? Let the experts at Senior Benefits NY help get the coverage you need and the peace of mind you deserve. We offer free consultations to whoever would like a review of their current Medicare plans. We understand how daunting the Medicare process can be and strive to make healthcare planning easier. Because we represent all major healthcare companies, our services will help guide you through your Medicare plan choices for 2025 to fit your unique needs. For a free consultation, please visit seniorbenefitsny.com. Senior Benefits NY, your Medicare, your choice.
Right now at Mattress Express, buy almost any king or queen set in the store and get a free adjustable base upgrade. Everybody loves a free adjustable base. And take up to 5 years to pay for anything in the store with no money down for qualified buyers. See store for details.
Hey, I want to say if you're hungry, think about Tony's in Washington Mills today. They offer up the most amazing Italian buffet. 16 hot dish items every day from 11 till 3. On their lunch menu. It's the largest Italian buffet you're going to find anywhere. It's the only Italian buffet in the area. From pastas to greens to sausage and peppers, they aim to carry what you need for a full-service buffet. Virginia ham, pork, tenderloin, chicken cacciatore, and many, many other items, including cold items as well, like pastas and fruit, homemade desserts, all there, and don't forget the soup. $15.95 a person, $9.99 for kids 5 to 10, and free for children under 5. You can eat in or take it out, take it back for lunch, or take it home for dinner. And you can even say, I cooked all this, whatever you want to do. Or if you're a workplace and you'd like lunch brought to you, they'll pull from the buffet. Call 315-737-9172, and Tony's will deliver. It's an Italian buffet that is just incredible. Davey approved. Davey approved. He's been there. He loves it. He approves of it. It's the Italian buffet at Tony's in Washington Mills every single day, Monday through Friday, from 11 until 3 p.m.
Hello, everyone in Central New York. This is Dave Letterman, your old TV pal. Remember me? I'm supposed to say something witty and funny here about Bill Keeler, but I've got nothing. Ever see a picture of this guy? That's a joke in itself. Anyhow, here's Keeler on WIBX.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Cool couple of days before things turn rather nice, I believe. We'll be looking at the 60s for the weekend and then up to low 70s by next week. And even after that, we're in the 60s, maybe upper 50s, nothing crazy over the next at least 10-day forecast. We have some comments for you. Andrew Dominio standing by, ready to go with comments this morning.
Here's one from Deeds in New Hartford. I respect Davey. Don't even play with Davey. You expect me to get naked to this song? Davey, play Peanut Butter Jelly Time. Damn those inverted manhole covers, Wayne. Those were all Separate comments from Deeds.
What is peanut butter jelly time,
It's
Davey?
peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time.
Is that a big stripper song? Do we know?
I don't think so.
No? I've never heard of it.
You don't even wanted me to get into half of the songs that I had.
Probably can't say them on the radio.
Yeah, you're right, Andrew. You can't say them on
Is
the
a lot of it like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Grab a hold of this rear. Grab a hold of this rear.
Yeah.
Boom, boom.
Yeah,
boom,
there's
boom.
the WAP song. You know, you can't
We'll
say
kick
that.
you out of here. We'll kick you out of here.
Don't forget to tip. Don't forget to tip.
I like 20s. I like 10s.
Don't give
A
me those
50
ones. Don't give me
will
those
get you
ones.
something. You'll feel like you win.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
Ralph in Pennsylvania. It's sad that the woman you spoke.
I think we both come in here inebriated. Andrew drinking NA, though. I don't know how
Are we
it
sure
happened.
about that? I got it mixed up. Ralph in PA. It's sad that the woman you spoke to yesterday was more professional and articulate than the village mayor. He comes across as aggressive, defensive, and frankly ignorant. Makes Chuck Lester seem rational. Lance and Lee. Unfortunately, when you sign up to be mayor, you have to take the complaints with the accolades. Who do you think you are, Joe Griffo? LOL.
Lance, come on, man.
Come on, Lance.
I spoke to
and Lance
somebody.
had a previous comment.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. Okay. On a side note, I'm curious who Mr. Keeler is doing political media for this cycle other than Griffo. Usually it's easy to figure out. Sunglass smiley face.
It is never easy to figure out because I'm fair to all. The problem you have sometimes is the candidates in the past have become paranoid and created adversity.
Or people outside forces have
Right, they're saying,
told
oh,
them
he's not
that.
going to be fair to you because of whatever. And you're not getting that. Listen, it is, I'm going to tell you right now, it is what it is. I would gladly no longer do any political work if one of my employers were to be like, you're never going to have to do this ever again. We're going to pay you enough where you don't have to. Listen, it's called survival.
Yeah.
You do what you have to
Called
do.
capitalism,
And it just so
baby.
happens I love doing that work, and I love doing this, and somehow we try to make it work. I'm not being I'm not, Lance, being defensive.
Not at all.
I'm just telling you, it's what I do. Take it or leave it.
So we are going to speak to, while we're on the topic of Mayor Stevens, Mrs. Carrie Holtz. She was emphasizing that because apparently the mayor was calling her Miss Holtz yesterday. Mrs. Carrie Holtz will be calling in at around 8:30 this morning to
So she's saying the Mayor Stevens misrepresented.
Yeah, so basically what she said, I've got a series of screenshots I'll send to you. There
great.
was further conversation between the mayor and her, screenshots that we did not have before.
I thought they never talked to each other.
He and Mrs. Holtz did speak to one another.
Okay, I did not know that.
Cara Messina is the woman that we spoke to on Monday.
Okay, all right. Here's the thing I tried to bring up yesterday is that you should come to the board meeting, and if you want to complain, this is not the place to complain. You cannot say that if you are a mayor of a municipality. You cannot say that. You don't come to the meetings. This is your own fault. You can't say that. And just think about something is old, which I brought up yesterday, and to me, it just kind of went over and nobody paid attention to it. But to me, it was profound. The letter to the editor. How is the letter to the editor
any different than a social media post?
Let's say the 1970s. How is it any different than someone who puts up on Facebook a complaint? Now, and their name is on it. You know who's made the complaint. So I don't see any. This is a part of, and this is the part where Lance is correct. You take the job. This is what you got to deal with.
Furthermore,
and arguing with people back and forth is not going to get you anywhere.
And while the whole tit for tat on the radio is not always easy to follow or ideal, Mrs. Holtz is furthermore saying that she does believe she was blocked from viewing the village page.
Now she says she could not even log on to the page.
Correct.
Is that true? Can I block somebody and they couldn't even see anything? I always thought you would see something. So
I think if you're blocked,
your
so
header
like
would come up.
I
but there'd
block
be no,
someone.
There'd be no posts.
If I block someone,
Yeah.
I can't even see I can't even look them up.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think. But if you block someone, they're unable to search for you.
I did not know that. Okay.
As my
And she
understanding.
claims she was blocked.
Yes.
He says I would never do that. I can't imagine John just coming in here and lying.
You would hope not.
Well, I can't imagine.
I can't imagine either.
Knowing John for a long time, I don't see it. Any other comments you have you want to pop in here, or do you want me to move on?
Move along. No comments yet.
One of the great, I do have one, and that is the military. This is conservative John.
Or QAnon John.
QAnon John.
Different from conservative John in Boonville.
Military stopped Hillary from cheating. She was cheating, and the military came in and stopped her. Remember that whole story? Remember when that happened? I really don't.
Thank God.
I don't remember that.
No.
Okay, Jeremy Rosenthal. Each week we pick one of Fox's premier legal analysts. These are attorneys who take three topics that we throw at them and they analyze them. And these are usually very unique topics.
Yes.
Where are we going in the court system? And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Rosenthal Report.
The Rosenthal Report.
Just sit right back on your ear.
A tale of three legal stories.
Here's legal story number one. We start, though, with Jeremy Rosenthal. Good morning.
Good morning, man. That gives me goosebumps every time you guys do that. So thank you.
We're keeping you.
You deserve it, Jeremy.
You're getting the relevance you deserve and have earned.
Don't tell my wife that. Okay, keep going.
We'll send you a recording.
Don't stop. All right, topic number one. A pro-police coffee shop owner wins $4 million in a free speech suit against Boise State University. What's this story all about?
It's a great example of the First Amendment and how it works. You had a coffee shop who was off campus. They were very pro-police. They would fly your thin blue line flag. The owner of it was married to a disabled police officer injured in the line of service. They come on campus to Boise State, a publicly owned university, and some student organizations took issue with it. It was right after COVID. It was at the fever pitch of the Black Lives Matter movement, and the student government wanted the university to kick them off. I don't think the university would do that or did do that, but the coffee shop got into it with the student groups, showed up at some of the student council meetings. It got really ugly, and the shop kind of took their ball and went home and left, brought a lawsuit saying we were retaliated against, and that's why we left it. And the jury agreed with them.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, this is one of the things that I find interesting with these young left, with the young left. They forget in the middle of all of their arguments, and because they're saying that, like the other side is unconstitutional, the other side doesn't respect the Constitution, and oh, by the way, let's stop the other side from talking. You're forgetting the Constitution there. I mean, it just blows my mind. They kind of, and in this case, here you have a coffee shop on a college campus, and they feel they can retaliate to the point where the place has got to shut down. I like this outcome. I think it's a good lesson for all.
I mean, interestingly, and it demonstrates a lot of the dysfunction in America, if you will. The university actually did the university was actually really grown up about it, and the university said, "Let's have a debate. Let's talk. We've got some diverse opinions here," and the university got dismissed from the lawsuit. They're not held liable.
Interesting.
So it was some lower level administrators that were held liable, and it's one of those verdicts that I don't know if you're working at Boise State, if you've got $4 million you can pay to a verdict. My guess is no.
Probably not. Yeah.
This was done for bigger reasons.
A big message. And the other part of this is when one of these protesters gets in trouble, who are they going to call? Right?
Ghostbusters.
First thing they do is they do you know who they call, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the irony of this whole thing. Topic number 2, Texas judge favored by conservatives blasts a judge shopping reform. Judge shopping reform. What is this?
First off, it is everybody's God-given right in this country to forum shop for the judge that you think is going to rule in your favor.
Interesting.
There's an old saying that says a good lawyer knows the law, a great lawyer knows the judge. So Judge
point.
O'Connor, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't make it up. Judge O'Connor goes to a Federalist Society meeting, tells you a little bit about his leanings, and he kind of, he gets a little upset, says that, look, there's a lot of forum shopping going on. He doesn't get into a lot more detail than that, and as a federal judge, you really can't.
Yeah.
When it comes to things like that. And he's a little frustrated by lawyers that are just trying to shop different cases in different places. And look, I mean, there's no perfect way to do it. Even in the criminal defense practice, what you'll have is you will have the police that will make a controlled buy. They'll say, hey, meet us 20 blocks north, and we'll do a controlled buy there. And then they get you in a completely different venue where they're going to pop you a lot harder.
Interesting.
Forum shopping is as old as the hills, and it does, to some degree, undermine our sense of fairness and what the judiciary is.
Yeah.
That's what he was going after. If you got a solution, Judge O'Connor, let's have it, because nobody has been able to come up with one in the last 300 years.
You're right. It's as long as we have existed, this has been a problem. So, okay, finally, topic number 3, Biden's student debt forgiveness regulation is back. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait a minute. It's on hold again. On hold, yeah.
Okay. There is a piece of legislation after September 11th that allows the education department to drastically redo your student loans in the middle of things, and that's what they used to try to cancel some student loan debt. The issue is that states pay for it, right? Different states fund it in different ways, and it comes out of different coffers. In Georgia, the judge looked at it and said, it doesn't really hurt the state of Georgia that much. We'll live. In Missouri, though, same judge says it looks like it hurts Missouri a little worse.
Yeah.
So that's why we had it okay for a day, and then before you could go to your bank account to check whether or not it was zeroed. No, it wasn't zeroed. Sorry.
This is a back and forth that will, the presidential election and the midterms are going to play a big role in whether or not this goes forward. I would assume, because they're all the Democrats are trying to find a way to get this done. It's going to be very interesting. Mm-hmm. All right, good stuff as always. The one and only Jeremy Rosenthal in the Rosenthal Report. Thank you. Okay, have a wonderful day, Jeremy. Thank you.
You too. Bye bye.
All right, thanks. Yeah,
he's a great mind. And
always
an interesting conversation.
Always
with
interesting,
him.
No doubt about it.
It's amazing he keeps coming back.
That's the shocking thing. He's back for more. All right, Davey, you've said we're looking at $200 today for the Hobeika Law Firm's free money question of the day, and $200, and you're looking for caller number 1.
8.
Caller number 8. Caller 8. Right now at 315-736-0186. Caller 8, and we will do it next with your chance to win from WIBX.
Sue and Dan wanted a bed they could make as soft or as firm on each side as they wanted so they could get back in the same bed and be comfortable. They went to the big national brand company and they looked at it, they said they liked it, but they heard my commercials and they came to my store. They picked out the Opulence King Flex Head. They loved the fact that ours had 45 individual settings on side. They loved our 25-year industry-leading warranty, and they had never seen a reversible cover, cool for summer, warm for winter. Sue liked her side soft. She was an 18. We elevated her head and feet slightly and put the massage on low. Dan liked his side firm. He had a bad back. We put it on 38. Elevated his head a little higher, his feet a little higher. He liked the massage on medium. They loved our price, and they loved the fact that they didn't have to put a nickel down. They qualified and signed up for the 5 years, no interest, no money down. It was affordable, and there was no interest. Then a $750 prepaid Visa card was on the way. Come on in today and try our smart bed by Instant Comfort locations at mattressexpressny.com Tom'sTire.com.
I had a heart attack 27 years ago. In early March, I started having chest pain, and I knew this was not good.
I was rollerblading on the canal trail, and I hit something, and I landed on my arm. Ended up at Wynn Hospital.
I went to a regular doctor's appointment 38 weeks into my pregnancy. My blood pressure was elevated and I was 4 centimeters dilated. My doctor sent me to Wynn Hospital.
From labor and delivery to emergencies and cardiac care, Wynn Hospital has all the care you might need.
The doctor I had was great. The nurse I had was excellent. They did all the treatment right in the room. All around, it was a great experience.
All the doctors and the nurses treated me like an absolute king, and I was so glad to be at Wynn to get their absolutely first-class, fantastic treatments.
Throughout my entire stay there, through every shift change, from delivery to postpartum, everyone was amazing.
Wynn Hospital is committed to delivering exceptional care to every life we touch. We're all in for you. Hear more patient stories at mvhealthsystem.org.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Need new tires? Nokian Tires is celebrating 90 years of legendary Hack-A-Polito winter tires with a consumer rebate. Now through October 31st, when you buy 4 select winter, all-season, and all-weather tires, you can save up to $80 by mail on a MasterCard prepaid card. Offer expires October 31st, 2024. Experience the thrill of savings on every mile at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Visit their stores and meet their team of experts, or schedule your appointment online at tallmanstire.com.
Are you seeking Medicare guidance? Let the experts at Senior Benefits NY help get the coverage you need and the peace of mind you deserve. We offer free consultations to whoever would like a review of their current Medicare plans. We understand how daunting the Medicare process can be and strive to make healthcare planning easier. Because we represent all major healthcare companies, our services will help guide you through your Medicare plan choices for 2025 to fit your unique needs. For a free consultation, please visit seniorbenefitsny.com. Senior Benefits NY, your Medicare, your choice.
The leaves are falling, and so are our prices at Destination Kia of Utica.
With no money down leases on over 400 new Kias.
Like a brand new 2025 Kia Sportage LX all-wheel drive for just $398 per month for 36 months.
And that's with zero down, zero due at inception, even sales tax included.
Only during the spooky savings sales event.
Make that short drive to save.
Now that's spooky.
So go kooky for Kia at Destination Kia of Utica. Puppies and babies not included.
2025 Kia Sportage LX, SDK number 25P0101, MSRP $30,935, 36 months, 30,000 mile lease, 20 cents per mile over, $0 due to inception, $0 security deposit, 8.75% sales tax, and $650 acquisition fee included in payment structure, $400 disposition fee, 720 plus FICO score. Kia January through December 2023 sales report. Offer expires 10/31/24.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Hey, I want to tell you, portions of today's program brought to you by Randall's Pharmacy in New Hartford. You know, right now, Randall's is offering a special service to businesses where they will come to you and administer vaccines. Now, interesting concept, right?
Oh, yeah.
Why would you do this? Well, if you get a flu outbreak or a COVID outbreak at your workplace,
your productivity goes.
Maybe you have 50 employees, maybe you have 10.
Yeah.
Maybe you have 200. I don't know. You get an outbreak and you're screwed because everybody's out at the same time. is a very big problem. So it is definitely cost effective to get the vaccines. Obviously, it's voluntary, and almost always covered under insurance. So it's a great public service. Call Randall's today, and they'll come to you, to your workplace. No matter large or big, it doesn't matter. And if you like, you can just go to Randall's and get your vaccines. You walk in, no appointment required, and they have all of them. Everything you can, you would want. That's Randall's Pharmacy, hometown pharmacy in New Hartford. Again, offering vaccine clinics to workplaces all around Central New York. Call 315-732-1615 to make your reservation. On the line right now is John in Utica, ready to take a shot at Hobica's free money question of the day. And it is Joseph and Andrew Hobica. For all of your legal needs, who are you going to call? Hobica.
Hobicas.
315-724-1600. John is in Utica. Good morning, John.
Good morning.
Are you ready to go, John?
I hope so.
Okay. Today, we're having an October.
Yeah.
Today, it's worth $200. And here's your question. You have 7 seconds to answer. Here is your question. What New York City was known as the Manchester of America? Ready, go.
Albany.
Is it Albany, New York?
See, that's the key. John threw a guess out.
You got to get a guess
was-
out, and at
time
least
has run out.
and at least the guess was only an hour away.
Oh.
If I added to it, what New York City was known as the Manchester of America because of its booming textile industry? Any idea?
Little Falls.
Little Falls.
Maybe Utica.
Yeah, the answer is Utica. Yeah. Utica was known in its heyday as the Manchester of America because of all of the textile companies and corporations and manufacturing plants. It was the biggest in the country, and it was known as the Manchester of America. Yeah. Okay. Listen, I thought you might just pick Utica. I thought we were giving away $200. So we are going to give you you know what I could do is let's give you the all-in-one food and fun card. And that will, Davey, look up, when do the Pioneers have their first home game?
Oh, that's coming up, right?
The men's hockey team. Heenan, we'll give you we'll give you 4 tickets, a 4-pack of tickets to see the first home game, which Davey is looking it up right now. It is. Well, I'm going to let you work that out with him. And we'll give you the all-in-one food and fun card. Good at the at Nexus, good at the Odd, Taylor and the Cook,
Babes,
Aquavino, all over. So stand by. We will take care of you.
Their first game is on November 1st.
All right, November 1st, which is about 2 weeks away. John, stand by. Davey's going to hook you up.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right, thank you. I do wish you would have won the $200.
Yeah, and he can't really be down on himself. He can't be disappointed. He put up a valiant effort.
Okay, all right. Just like your Packers.
Listen, they're 4-2, and they're looking good.
Yeah, well,
we have the strongest division in the league.
The Bills are 4-2, and they just made a move.
Yeah,
finally.
they did. Yeah, they did.
God, I hope it makes a difference. I don't know, though. I would think they should have no penalties for the rest of the season after Monday night's game. There should be none left.
They've used up their allotted season.
You've used up your allotment. It's all over. No more penalties. All right, you want me to lead this way? I can do that. I can do it.
Yeah, please.
Here we go.
I've been asking for it.
And now, here is a very special intro song.
By request.
By request here, WIBX.
Just mad about Tom and Reed.
It's an oldie goldie.
Reed's mad about me.
He didn't like you.
I'm just mad about running. The mayor's race could be mad about me. They call me mental tester. Quite rightly. They call me mental tester.
Yeah.
They call me mental tester.
I gotta get rid of that because there's background vocals on that you can still hear the mellow yellow in it.
I'm just mad about Zecca.
Okay.
Boy, it's an oldie.
It's an oldie goldie. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the real Mello Testa, good morning.
You got me?
Gotcha.
All right.
How, by the way, how was the train ride? And describe what it is that you went on. It's a high-speed train ride across Florida.
No, it's not necessarily high speed. Average speed is
All right, you're going to have to figure something out. I can't hear him at all.
Yeah, Mello, your cell phone signal is a little
Can you
bit.
pick up, or are you on a speaker? Or we're really struggling to hear you. Oh, I got to tell you, I wonder if they're dealing with bad cell service.
They still are in some parts, yeah. Davey.
Yeah, I got you now. Yeah.
better. Well, I had to take my hearing aid out.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. All right. Well, it's a miracle here. We appreciate it. Good morning, Mello. All right.
Good morning.
So, first of all, tell me about
So he said it wasn't so high speed.
No, average speed is like 50 miles an hour.
Oh,
I think top speed is mid-70s.
Okay.
It goes through hundreds and hundreds of towns. I mean, you see the railroad crossings down. You see cars waiting to get through. Like right now, we're in Jacksonville, and we're driving very, very, very slow. But it's it's you can't obviously see anything at night. But now that the sun is up,
you're seeing it.
See everything. But it's a nice adventure. I'm glad we did it this way. I really didn't want to drive the whole ride. Because I don't, I didn't want to do that at all. But and flying was impossible, to even get a flight. Yeah. And then no way could no cars available, no cars to rent. So this was a pretty good option for us.
Yeah, because that's what a lot of the rental companies are dealing with right now is people rented cars for evacuations, and the supply is very limited.
It's low. Yeah.
We got here. We checked in really easy with the car. We went to get our tickets, our car assignment. Then I watched the vehicle get loaded onto the train. It's a well-oiled machine down here.
Yeah,
Everything worked out good.
And he got to watch the Yankee game from the train.
I did. Yeah. Well, YouTube TV, gotta love it.
I was watching the Mets game on my. Okay,
careful.
Everyone around me in the car was watching the Mets game. We were coming back from New York City. I had the phone propped up on the dash, and I got to say that YouTube TV all the way up. You're I mean, it's incredible. I really like that service.
Yeah. My iPad's pretty big screen, and people walking by want to know what the score was. They couldn't quite see it, so I got my Yankee attire on, so I think they know that I'm a Yankee fan. So.
Well, you are the ultimate Yankee fan. There's no doubt. All right,
I'm one of them.
What do you think is needed right now? I mean, we're in our final days of our collection that we're doing with NYMES and ERL Intermodal. This is a drop-off location here at Town Square Media, and it ends. Davey, I had the sheet here. When do we end on this drive? Is it today?
Friday.
It is Friday, so it's through the rest of the week. You can still drop off supplies. What are you hearing that they need down there, Mello?
Well, I mean, I only know what I know from my resort, and they're not in the need of some of the people like in the Carolinas or like even in the further parts of Florida that got really hit with the tornadoes and stuff. I mean, we were on a direct hit, but we dodged the bullet. I mean, we really lucked out. But I see the pictures from my resort, and like 13 RVs were either flipped over or moved from their original location, and that is a scary thing. The resort was completely evacuated, and now we have power. That's why I'm going back down. We have power. We have everything we need in order to get us back together. But I'm looking forward to seeing my RV to make sure there's no damage to the inside, because I did have a roof vent that ripped off. I think I'm okay, but I just want to be sure. And then the rest of the time down there, I mean, there's a lot of people that need help, and I'm looking forward to help my neighbors.
That's awesome.
They're going to need a little bit more than normal to get their RVs going again, and it's RV life. People sometimes look at it and they're roll their eyes, but I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I mean,
I was gonna ask you. So the beauty of this is you get to spend all winter in Florida, and you do not have to worry about having. I mean, you have an RV down there in a park, and you pay that. You're basically paying rental for it to be there.
Yes, I am. There was the first 2 years we did it. We only did it for the season, but it makes more sense for us economically and everything to leave it here, and we pay every month. But it's there. We can go there any time of the year if we want.
Yeah,
and your family could use it if they want. And it's there, and it's a really great setup. It's put it this way: it's not a campground. There's no open. You can't even have a fire.
Wow.
It's an open fire. You can have them gas fire pits, of course, but it's all paved. There's no mud. It's not camping.
Yeah, it's a nice site.
And some of the RVs, I mean, mine's not in that category, but they're over $1 million.
I know.
And literally, I mean, when you see them, your jaw drops.
Some of them look like those tour buses.
Yeah, literally.
And they're traveling homes.
That's what we originally had, but now we swapped it out for a fifth wheel, a much bigger unit.
Yeah.
And that requires another truck to pull it, which I'm not buying. They're very, very expensive. That's why it sits there. We don't bring it home anymore. So
smart. That's smart.
But it's our way of enjoying the winter months, and could we do something else? Yeah, possibly. But right now, it's all we need.
And you made out. You were very lucky. There are several RVs that were just turned over by the wind. You made out.
I posted it on my Facebook page. A number of pictures, and it was a terrifying night. I mean, I lost power in my cameras around 7:30.
Wow.
And I was at the mercy of the Weather Channel from that point until the Wi-Fi in my house went out. And so now I can't see anything. And I wake up and see the roof blowing off Tropicana Field. And I'm saying, wait a minute, I can see Tropicana Field pretty much from my resort.
Yeah.
So what does my place look like?
We
were
worried. Yeah.
And the interesting thing about that is I just read a report yesterday that it's very possible that the Tampa Bay Rays will now be homeless, so to speak, as far as a facility because of the cost to replace or repair when they're already projected to have a new stadium built in 2028. Where are they going to play? And at the Trop, they can't play without a roof because there's no drainage.
Right. Wow. And
it's I mean, that right there just show you the strength and the power of the wind.
Yeah.
And that's where all the first responders were originally until that great Governor DeSantis said, you know what, we can't leave them here because this is vulnerable at 140 mile an hour wind, and this roof could collapse, and sure as whatever, it did. And luckily, all those men and women were out of there when that happened.
Yeah, wow. Tell me, but people are beginning to get back on their feet. Some of those areas just wiped out, especially with the tornadoes. But for the most part, once again, Florida is beginning recovery. And this was a tough blow, though. One right after another. It was pretty tough.
Yeah, you had Helene, then Milton. I mean, the Gulf Coast beaches, the places that I know the landmarks, and I've been looking and watching. They're not the same. They're changed forever, and they may never come back to the way that they were, or it's going to be many years.
Yeah. Can I ask you just two other personal questions? I'm really intrigued by your RV life, and you call it that. It's RV life. You used to be in Myrtle Beach, though, right?
Yeah, we had a condo in Myrtle Beach for over 20 years.
Yeah.
That was our plan, was to go there when we retire. But Myrtle Beach in January, February, March is
cold.
If
Unpredictable.
you want to go play golf every day, you can do that, but you're not going by the water.
Yeah.
So when we were thrown out of Old Forge because of the Blues Brothers, we decided to buy an RV and to go travel, and that made us start looking at the RV life in Florida. So a good thing did come out of Old Forge, I guess.
And then finally, that's a whole other story for those. There was a big argument over.
Oh, God, remember that controversy?
Yeah. And then while you're down there, do you just vacation? Do you just take time off, or do you Uber for a little extra income?
I do drive down here.
I figure.
Not necessarily, the income's nice, but I don't do it for that anymore.
Yeah.
I do it just to meet great people.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'll do it as much down here. I really cut back even up north. I'm doing just a lot of airport rides and stuff like that. But I'll get out there. I mean, there's so much to do here, but the rides down in Florida are so much better. The people are honestly, everybody's smiling, they're happy, they're all in a good mood.
Different way of life,
And it makes for nice tips, too. So.
I'll bet it does.
No one's tipping you in the cold, miserable weather.
Listen, it's always nice when they hit that custom button. Custom tip button.
That's look. A tip either way for me is good. I don't care. So.
All right, Mello. I just came off being a weekend in New York where we did nothing but Uber all over the place, and
I heard your adventure. So I like to share mine. People they're friends of me on Facebook, they can see what I do. Sometimes I do too much, but I just want people to smile and enjoy life, and I think when I put something on there, that makes them do that. So
I think it does. Yes.
Well, we'll be looking for the book, Uber Adventures with Mello.
Yeah,
we got a lot of books. Got a lot of parts.
A lot of stuff to talk about. Both he and Greeley Ford could write books on this. All right, Mello.
my man Greeley.
Be safe down there. We appreciate the time, Mello.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Thanks so much.
All right, buddy.
I want to tell you, if you're looking for flooring, we talked about it earlier, and Sarah's Outlet is the place for flooring. It's the largest inventory of all of Central New York. And what we like about it, what I like about it is my wife likes it, and that is the incredible inventory. You can find so many unique products that you're not going to see everywhere else, and that makes what you're purchasing very unique for your home, making your home unique. It's pretty cool. Good stuff. And they treat you really well. And whether it's carpeting or hardwoods, whatever you're looking for, if it's flooring, it's in Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road in Marcy.
You'll find no shortage of work to do in a New Holland Workmaster or Boomer compact tractor. Available now at Clinton Tractor. Get 0% financing for 72 months, plus no payments for 90 days, or choose cash back on these 24 to 55 horsepower compact and subcompact tractors. Stop into Clinton Tractor today or at clintontractor.net. Offer ends soon.
We are the leader in service, Clinton Tractor.
Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Income may be subject to state, local, or alternative minimum tax. Did you know that municipal bonds are a way for investors to support civil projects while earning federally tax-free income? The Erie Canal, which led to the expansion of the United States into the Midwest in the 1800s, was financed with municipal bonds. Are you looking to bridge the gap between the income of your working years and the income needed in retirement? Municipal bonds might provide the solution you're looking for. Henyon & Walsh is a leading specialist in tax-free municipal bonds and has provided investors with quality service and personal attention since 1990. Call now to receive their informative bond guide absolutely free. Dial 1-800-761-9761 to learn how to earn retirement income while keeping your taxes at bay. Just dial 1-800-761-9761 for a copy of their informative bond guide for free. No cost, no obligation. 1-800-761-9761. Henyon & Walsh Inc., member of FINRA and SIPC.
Need new tires? Nokian Tires is celebrating 90 years of legendary Hack-A-Polito winter tires with a consumer rebate. Now through October 31st, when you buy 4 select winter, all-season, and all-weather tires, you can save up to $80 by mail on a MasterCard prepaid card. Offer expires October 31st, 2024. Experience the thrill of savings on every mile at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Visit their stores and meet their team of experts, or schedule your appointment online at tallmanstire.com.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome, W295EI, WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM, a Town Square media station.
Early in-person voting starts today in 4 more states.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. But they aren't the battleground toss-ups like Georgia, where they set a state record yesterday. On the first day of in-person early voting, more than 300,000 people cast ballots.
Trump's campaign's been trying to convince skeptical supporters to take advantage of early voting. The Trump team is getting help from Georgia Governor Brian Kemp's Get Out the Vote operation. Trump and Kemp have argued publicly over Trump's narrow loss in Georgia in 2020.
That's Fox's Rich Edson. A judge in Georgia's blocked some new election rules Republicans put in place. One would have had poll workers count ballots by hand to be sure the numbers match machine tallies.
Everywhere you look, under Kamala Harris, the American standard of living is in a free fall.
That was at a Trump rally last night in Atlanta. Today, the former president holds a town hall in Georgia with women voters, hosted by Harris Faulkner on Fox News Channel. Then at 6 p.m., an interview with Vice President Harris.
Fox News special report anchor Brett Baer said he was taping the interview today in Pennsylvania following the vice president's rally. He said there are no stipulations on the questions he can ask.
That's Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Harris continued her outreach to black voters, talking to Charlamagne the God on iHeartRadio, saying the former president's trying to instill fear, calling her names.
If I responded to every name he called me, I wouldn't be focused on the things that actually help the American people, and that's my focus.
Israel has targeted Hezbollah weapons storage with new airstrikes in Lebanon, with at least 15 people were killed. And as Israel also keeps battling Hamas in Gaza, Fox's Matt Finn reports from Tel Aviv.
A leaked letter reveals the United States has reportedly warned Israel that if the humanitarian situation in Gaza is not improved, the U.S. may cut off arms and funding it's sending to Israel right now. The letter was written by U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin.
A disaster in Nigeria. A gasoline tanker truck crashed, spilling fuel. And as people were scooping it up, getting some free gas off the ground, an explosion, killing more than 100 of them. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey guys, Donald Trump Jr. here with urgent news. The world's central banks are making unprecedented moves, and it's time to pay attention. In 2022 and 2023, they bought more gold than ever before. And now in 2024, the trend is accelerating. Why? Because central banks have lost faith in the dollar, and in these uncertain times, gold is the ultimate safe haven. If you too are worried about the dollar, I urge you to take similar action by diversifying your IRA or 401k into gold with my trusted friends at Birch Gold Group. To see how it works, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word PROTECT to 989898. I trust Birch Gold. They provide an easy process to roll over your 401k or IRA into gold without losing your tax advantaged status. So text PROTECT to 989898. That's PROTECT to the number 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold.
Message and data rates may apply.
We mentioned that court ruling in Georgia blocking new election rules. There is another in a different battleground toss-up state.
A judge rules Arizona's 15 counties will not have to verify the citizenship of some 42,000 voters who are registered only in federal elections. A lawsuit filed by the conservative group Strong Communities Foundation of Arizona sought an order requiring county recorders to ask federal authorities to verify the status of those voters. In the decision, the judge says there's not enough time before the November 5th election. Arizona is one of 7 swing states receiving heavy focus from both the Harris and Trump campaigns. Tom Graham, Fox News.
The day after losses knocked the Dow off its record high, and Wall Street stock futures suggest slight gains at the opening bell. A lot of Americans will be eating cereal for breakfast, and some of it's under protest.
Dozens of people outside the Battle Creek, Michigan headquarters of WK Kellogg calling on the company to remove artificial dyes from cereals like Fruit Loops and Apple Jacks. The activists delivered petitions with what they claim were more than 400,000 signatures. Food activist Vani Hari, who previously pressured Kraft Heinz to remove artificial dyes from its macaroni and cheese, said she was there for all the mothers who struggle to feed their kids healthy food without added chemicals. Kellogg's had an announced its plan to remove artificial colors and ingredients almost a decade ago because it believed customers were looking for foods with natural ingredients, but it says it found consumer preferences vary widely across markets. Lisa Lacera, Fox News.
In the baseball playoffs, the Yankees win again, beating the Guardians 6-3, powered by an Aaron Judge home run.
Just excited it went out. You never know on these windy, chilly nights what that ball's going to do when you hit the center here. But the ghosts were pulling it out there to Monument Park.
New York now leads Cleveland 2-0 in the American League Championship Series. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Good morning, WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM News Time, 8:05. I'm Andrew Derminio. This update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Right now, it's cloudy. We have 38 degrees. Your full weather forecast is coming up. Wolfspeed is getting a $750 million boost to increase computer chip production at its plant in Oneida County. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says the money will go to the facility located in Marcy, which opened back in 2022. Wolfspeed makes silicon carbide chips that are used in things like electric vehicles and even artificial intelligence. Schumer says he's currently working with officials to bring other semiconductor-related businesses to the area. Well Now Urgent Care and Excellus Blue Cross Blue Shield have started the process of renegotiating a brand new contract. The region's largest urgent care chain has not been part of the Excellus network since the beginning of the year, Well Now said back in December. One reason a deal could not be reached is because Excellus offered rates that were far below market. Excellus countered, claiming Well Now's demands were not reasonable. There's no word yet when or if an agreement will be reached. After 2 days of deliberations, the jury has handed down its verdict in the Jaquel Flagg murder trial. Yesterday, the panel convicted Flagg for his role in a shooting on Belleville Avenue in Syracuse last year that left 44-year-old Damon Jones dead and 3 others injured. Flagg was one of 4 people that opened fire on a group from inside a stolen car. Flagg was connected to the crime through DNA evidence. He's facing decades behind bars at his November sentencing. A Cortland County mother and father have been indicted by a grand jury after being charged with child endangerment. Prosecutors say 34-year-old Alicia Lloyd severely abused her 2 young children to the point they suffered life-threatening injuries. Just how the kids were harmed has not been made public, but they are no longer in the custody of their parents. Authorities were alerted to the abuse by a daycare provider. Thanksgiving is now just a few weeks away, and the Rome Rescue Mission is asking for public donations. The mission said yesterday in order to hand out over 3,000 meals and 1,500 turkeys to people in need, they need enough food to do so. Their plan is to distribute everything on November 25th, starting at 11 a.m. at the mission on East Dominic Street. Donations can be dropped off Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. until 2 p.m. And a pair of Chinese pandas have arrived in Washington, D.C. The 3-year-old panda Bo Li and Qing Bao departed China Monday. The National Zoo has been without pandas for nearly a year. After 3 were returned to China last November, the pandas will not go on display for the public for several weeks as they will have to acclimate to their new environment. It is 8:08. Your weather forecast is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service. Visit clintontractor.net. For today, we can expect maybe some sunshine, but cloudy skies expected with rain showers. We'll see a high in the upper 40s. Widespread frost overnight with a low down to 30. Tomorrow, some frost in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon with highs high in the mid to upper 50s. Then we're looking at a pretty decent weekend and into the first half of next week with temperatures reaching the pinnacle of the low 70s. Right now, 38. Mostly cloudy. It's 8:08. Sports brought to you by IBEW NECA 43 local contractors. The New York Yankees have taken a commanding lead in the ALCS. They're 2 wins away from an American League pennant after topping the Guardians 6-3 in Game 2. From Yankee Stadium, Aaron Judge went 1 for 3 with 3 RBIs, including a 2-run blast to shake him out of his slump, hopefully for good. It's his first home run of the postseason. The Bronx Bombers will look to take a commanding lead when the series heads to Progressive Field for Game 3 on Thursday. The NLCS is shifting to the big city, the Empire State, as the Mets will host the Dodgers for Game 3 tonight at Citi Field. The best-of-7 series is tied at a game apiece. Luis Severino is expected to start for the Mets, while Walker Buehler is slated to toe the rubber for the Dodgers. A pair of former Packers are teaming up once again. On Tuesday, the Jets acquired star wide receiver Davante Adams from the Las Vegas Raiders. The Jets are sending the Raiders a 2025 conditional third-round pick, which could improve to a second-rounder if Adams earns a top honor at his position or is on the Jets' active roster for the AFC Championship game or Super Bowl. Adams and quarterback Aaron Rodgers previously played in Green Bay together, where they combined for 615 completions, over 7,500 yards, and 68 touchdowns. And the Bills, adding a veteran pass catcher to their receiving core, the team acquired Amari Cooper from the Browns Tuesday in exchange for a third-round pick in next year's draft and a seventh-rounder in 2026. Buffalo also got a sixth-round pick in next year's draft as part of the deal. A deal, I think, that is advantageous for Buffalo. If you're dealing with debilitating pain, maybe it's your foot or ankle like I was dealing with, neck, back, knee, wrist, arthritis, shoulder, or neuropathy pain. A couple of NFL teams dealing with some pain, the Dallas Cowboys and New Orleans Saints as of late. Both of those teams have soft wave technology in their locker rooms. So do the Steelers, so do the Giants, and many others. Even Team USA has this technology in their locker room. It's to help with the healing of injuries, the natural way. It's an FDA-cleared, non-invasive, and drug-free treatment for chronic pain, inflammation, and all joint issues. And Dr. Tim Del Medico and his staff are the first to have marketed this technology in the area. And Dr. Tim is all in on this technology. He has sold his chiropractic business to solely focus on the benefits of soft wave therapy. He's got a location at 2709 Genesee Street in Utica, and you should call them up today, 315-725-8427. If you're dealing with pain and are tired of taking pain meds, you're sick of those quarterly injections you may go to the doctor for, call them, 315-725-8427. Let them know you heard about them from the Keeler Show, and they'll give you a discount on your initial consultation, your first soft wave therapy treatment, and they'll put you on a treatment and recovery plan that's right for you. What are you waiting for? Go to reviveutica.com to learn more about the technology and check out some of the testimonials, including one from Rob Esch of the Utica Comets, who's a proud patient of Revive Soft Wave Therapy. That website again, reviveutica.com. Let the healing begin with Revive Soft Wave Therapy, 2709 Genesee Street in Utica.
All right, a bunch of comments we're going to be getting to here later in the hour. And Mrs. Carrie Holtz was the one going back and forth with Mayor John Stevens. I don't want to get into a whole he said, she said thing. However, he did bring her name up into this whole thing and made some comments. She wants to respond. So fair enough, we'll give her that chance. Just saw Ryan Nobles. He's covering the Panda story this morning on NBC. And we'll speak with Ryan coming up in a little bit. A lot more to talk about than just pandas. We have, obviously, the presidential election.
Where there's a lot of pandering.
But more importantly, Mets and Bills.
Right.
Okay. And I don't know if you saw the story that there is a 60% chance that La Nina will develop in the U.S. through November into March.
Does that mean snow?
Beginning in November and continuing into March, according to the National Weather Service. La Nina is a climate pattern marked by cooler than average sea surface temperatures in parts of the Pacific and is the opposite of El Nino, which brings warmer than average temperatures. So,
which is Spanish for the Nino.
Because of cooler sea surface temperatures, the jet stream, a current of airflow from west to east, is pushed to the north, decreasing the odds of precipitation in the southern U.S., but increases the chances of heavy flooding in the Pacific Northwest and Canada, and potentially more snow in the Northeast. Emily Becker, an atmospheric scientist at the University of Miami, wrote in a blog for NOAA that if La Nina does emerge this winter, it's expected to be a weaker event, which allows for more snow in the Northeast.
How dare it?
So far, I don't know about their Nina projections in the past.
I know. Well, it's you know, it's supposed to have been a really snowy winter the past two, and it's been
and we have
warm,
not had
rainy,
any of that. So
rainy and dreary.
You know, these predictions, sometimes I wonder if they're as accurate as the Farmer's Almanac. You got to wonder. Paul Buckley, Dave Short coming up in a second. Utica DPW has new rules when it comes to raking your leaves. We'll get to it coming up.
This station is brought to you by GPO and their Shred Week, October 19th to 25th at all GPO locations. There will be tailgating, snacks, and free secure paper shredding. Find more info at gpofcu.com.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Our nation is at a crossroads. In Albany, John Mannion and Kathy Hochul support radical policies like cashless bail, which releases violent criminals back into our communities. Worse, John Mannion and Kathy Hochul support defunding the police, taking officers and equipment off of the streets when we need them the most. Now, Mannion's running for Congress, threatening to take Hochul's terrible ideas to Washington, D.C. There's a better choice. Navy veteran Brandon Williams. A former nuclear submarine officer, Brandon Williams has a new mission, defending central New York from the Hochul-Mannion agenda. Unlike John Mannion, Brandon Williams knows how to keep our families safe. In Congress, he's secured millions for local law enforcement, giving cops the tools they need to keep violent criminals behind bars. On or before November 5th, vote for Navy veteran Brandon Williams for Congress.
I'm Brandon Williams, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Brandon for NY 22.
Sue and Dan wanted a bed they could make as soft or as firm on each side as they wanted so they could get back in the same bed and be comfortable. They went to the big national brand company and they looked at it, they said they liked it, but they heard my commercials and they came to my store. They picked out the Opulence King Flex Head. They loved the fact that ours had 45 individual settings on side. They loved our 25-year industry-leading warranty, and they had never seen a reversible cover, cool for summer, warm for winter. Sue liked her side soft. She was an 18. We elevated her head and feet slightly and put the massage on low. Dan liked his side firm. He had a bad back. We put it on 38. Elevated his head a little higher, his feet a little higher. He liked the massage on medium. They loved our price, and they loved the fact that they didn't have to put a nickel down. They qualified and signed up for the 5 years, no interest, no money down. It was affordable, and there was no interest. Then a $750 prepaid Visa card was on the way. Come on in today and try our smart bed by Instant Comfort locations at MattressExpressNY.com.
Shop the My Carl's floor sample clearance at My Carl's. Recliners from $249, bedrooms from $499, mattresses from just $99. My Carl's, New Hartford Shopping Center.
Get an extra 1.25% off with AmeriQ Credit Union. For a limited time, we're offering you the lowest rate possible on a new auto, motorcycle, and recreational vehicle loan when you connect it to an AmeriQ checking account with automatic payments. Apply now for an extra 1.25% off before time runs out. AmeriQ and you. Let's connect. Visit AmeriQ.org/loan sale to get started. Membership eligibility is required, insured by NCUA.
It's fall, and that means truck season at Steep Pawnee Chevrolet. Now's the perfect time to upgrade your ride. Lease the 2025 Chevrolet Trailblazer LS for just $336 a month for 3 years with 10,000 miles per year. Or step up to the all-new and redesigned 2025 Equinox LT with all-wheel drive. Lease for $439 a month with 10,000 miles per year. Looking to buy? We've got an unbeatable deal on the 2024 Silverado Crew Cab LT 4-wheel drive. Get a massive $5,250 rebate and 0% financing. Head to Steep Pawnee Chevy on Route 28 in Herkimer or online at steeppawneechevy.com. These deals end October 31st. Steep Pawnee Chevrolet, where it's always easy to do business. Together, let's drive.
Customers must qualify with top-tier credit through GM Financial. Lease offer requires a current lease and household, and finance offers require a 2010 or newer Chevrolet trade-in. 0% financing for 36 months. All taxes, fees, $1,000 down, and final payment due on delivery. Must take delivery by October 31st. See salesperson for details.
Hey everyone, it's Lisa from Fit Body Boot Camp. It's October. That means it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And if you know me, I love to give back to our community. Are you a local business owner? If so, my team and I would love to challenge you to burpees for boobies. All you have to do is contact us for more information, and we can do burpees together. This year, we are donating every single penny to Making Strides of Utica. Want to nominate your friends to a challenge? Simply donate to nominate and help us reach our goal. Together, we can make a difference in the fight against breast cancer.
This is actual footage of Bill Keeler doing a radio show on WIBX. Sadly, his career was found in a heavily wooded area. If you know the person or persons who ended the radio career of Bill Keeler, please tell them thanks on behalf of the people of Central New York.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Good God. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I want you to look at the lights right there. See the lights?
Oh, Christmassy, very Christmassy.
See the lights? So
it's very Christmassy.
When I don't want you to talk, I just shut you right off. See, the lights are gone. All right, and then when I turn the lights,
so lights on. Billy hates you. I mean, that's it.
Yeah.
It's
all right. I get it all the time.
I better shut him off. He's making no sense. Here he is in studio right now, along with Dave Short, is Paul Buckley, Dave Short, and now here they are.
Good morning, Bill. Morning, William, Andrew.
The man with it's a DPW, right? Is it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
DPW, Mr. DPW himself.
The DPW.
Dave Short and Paul Buckley, gentlemen. Good morning.
Wow. Thank you, William. So the reason we spurred this on, and I'll start off because Dave can get into the logistics later. But, because of usually I have my PSAs on the air, like stick it in the can, grilling and killing, stuff like that.
Some call them PSAs. Others call them, he's yelling at me.
Yeah, or mottos.
Don't be
mottos
stupid.
to live by.
Don't be dumb.
That's pillow talk for me. All right. So anyway, so I noticed that they weren't playing. Then I realized my PSAs are being bumped by all these political commercials that are just. There's so many of them. I'm tired of it. I'm clicking the channel constantly because everywhere you go, there's commercials for who. Wow, I don't. So I'm sick of them. That's why you haven't heard the announcement that it's leafing at the curb time.
This is my question. I was
because
talking to Bill
you're
about
bumping
this.
your PSAs.
Can you believe it for a political?
Oh my God!
Oh God!
It's
What's
terrible.
more important?
Well, let me tell you, the congressional is buying up so much time. It's unbelievable.
This is how the TV stations make their cash. They're not making any money on me.
They're making huge money.
Exactly.
And they're buying very little radio, which I think is a big mistake.
Really?
Those who buy a lot of radio, smart.
I mean, case in point, we're on the radio right now.
That's right.
David and I.
Here we are.
When you could be selling this time.
That's right. That's right.
We did, but we had somebody back out, so that's why you're
actually sold it. You're being recorded. We're going to air it at some point between midnight and 1 this morning.
Great.
Tomorrow morning.
My question about leaf it to the curb is, I would assume with the inundation of leaves and the increased risk of sewage blockage or rain gutter blockage, that you would have it to stick to the can at this time of year. I'm always getting them confused.
Well, we're the city of Utica. We like helping the taxpayer. So you have both. You can put it out bulk or containerized.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We prefer it containerized so that we wouldn't have any clogging of the sewer system. But the fact is that we accommodate the taxpayer to allow both things to happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
The taxpayers don't listen anyway.
No, nobody listens.
So it's always stick it in the can is always acceptable, but there is a time period, which is now, you can leaf it to the curb.
That is correct. Twice a year we have bulk green waste.
And
that
do you
put
have
out to the curb.
do you have the big machine with the hose,
like a vacuum?
We do. We have the vac truck.
The vacuum.
And
Yeah.
we also have the old way of doing things where it's a front end loader and a pusher where we can pick up the leaves, put it in a dump truck, take it to the recycling center.
So I got to tell you, I want to just bring you back to my trip. I told Paul and I were having a conversation about my daughter in New York City, and he's like, "How could you let her be there? That's so dangerous down there." And I'm like, "It's not really that bad." So we're going back and forth. I know it is that bad. You ought to go to Penn Station. Well, Moynihan is beautiful. Have you been to the train station?
I haven't.
It's beautiful. Anyway, we're going back and forth on this whole thing, and then we get stuck in traffic. We had to carry our luggage like 5 blocks. We had to pull our luggage because traffic was just at a standstill because of the Columbus Day Parade. There was and then the streets that were open were so clogged and nothing was happening. So the bellhop was trying to get us over to get a cab. Finally, I'm like, if we get in that cab, we're going to sit there for 2 hours.
Yeah, you've still been there.
So we walked way over to 9th Ave and were able to pick up a cab and right down to Moynihan. Anyway, I thought of you. And so there we are. Well, let's just want to see the parade because, there are parades and then there's a parade in New York City. They're like 5 hours long and huge, floats and everything. It was really pretty cool. So we see the fire department, New York's fire department come by. That was really cool. And then all of a sudden these men in military outfits, they looked like something out of World War II, and they come marching by, these men and women. And I'm like, what group is this? It was the freaking sanitation department. They all have uniforms.
Yes.
And they're in the parade. And then I look and there's these beautiful garbage trucks and I mean, Are you in the St. Patrick's Day Parade here?
No.
You guys got to do it.
Change.
And
that has got to change.
What a great thing. Use taxpayer dollars to buy all of your guys' uniforms, to walk in the parade. I'm wondering, how much do those uniforms cost?
Oof.
Think about that.
Well, they need to be not in the parade and cleaning up the streets of Times Square.
Each one's seniority had a different badge on the side. You would have thought it was like a military institution.
Well, it is. The sanitation department in New York City is very set up like the fire and police departments down there. They're
I
a
didn't know that.
paramilitary unit.
I didn't know
They have
that.
their own academy where they go to learn the trade, just like
They
you do
got to
with fire and police.
They got to fight rats and other things.
It's all sorts of stuff.
But these guys make mega dollars.
Mega money.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is it the type of thing in New York where, you're, my dad, his dad, and then his dad, they were all in the sanitation department. That's what I'm going to do when I grow up. Yes. And it is like that because the job is so good. It pays better than anything we're seeing up here.
And they vacation in the Hamptons.
And they do. Yeah. Yeah. Buck, they were wearing uniforms.
Well, this is a great idea now. We can get like a stick it in a can and leave it at the curb float.
They had mascots. Like there was a dumpster with all sorts of recyclables popping out, and this little character walking along like Grimace.
My mind's going crazy now.
I'm telling you,
I've got all kinds of mascots going on here.
And there's the group on Bleecker Street, isn't there? That business that makes all these things.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking,
Geppetto Studios.
You guys have to step it up for the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
There go the taxes.
There go the taxes. Yes. That's just
going to be an 18% increase now.
That's taxpayer dollars spent wisely.
So to go back to it is easier to stick it in the can and then bring it to the curb.
But if you had a mascot showing how to do it.
But I mean, if you're raking your leaves, you rake it right to the street and stuff like that. So it's a lot easier to stick it in the can. But in bulk, just put it right at the curb.
But that is going to end when?
The middle of November.
Okay.
It's also weather dependent.
So it snows a lot. Early.
It's something that we have to deal with.
Yeah.
Well, this week is supposed to be absolutely gorgeous, so it'll be a good leafing day.
It is.
But all the leaves haven't fallen
60s.
yet.
No, they haven't.
So that's a thing to factor in too.
How about I don't know if they're late falling or not, but I have almost no leaves in my yard.
Yeah.
No, but you have naked people running around your yard.
I do.
With no leaves covering it.
I also have ADT at my house today, as a matter of fact.
Oh, wonderful.
Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I mean, all it takes is one naked guy trying to crawl up your drainage pipe.
ADT has a new sensor. It's the naked detector.
It is.
Wow.
Yeah, they can see that.
Can I depict what gender it is?
For those who don't know,
It's still in beta.
We did have a naked guy trying to break into our house about 2 weeks ago. He was more of a kid. He had to be like 20 years old. You know what's weird is he didn't know enough to put his clothes on, but he knew enough to cover his privates with his hands.
Can I tell you?
Yeah, like if you're like to the point where
wear
you're
clothes, man,
running around naked, would you know enough to cover and be like, I don't want anybody to see?
It was probably in
what
that
I don't
moment
have.
that he realized.
I guess. Anyway, so since then, everybody in the neighborhood's all going
walking around naked.
And no, everybody's.
He started a trend.
Everybody's adding security.
Nice. It was probably a ploy by ADT. Don't you?
It might have been.
Don't you
yes.
think?
Hey, here's $50. Go run around.
Go run around naked. We're gonna come in the next day with flyers.
We'll bail you out.
It's a great marketing ploy,
Actually, I love it.
It works.
All right, so right now, put it to the curb.
Right now, you have the choice. You can put it out by a barrel or loose to the curb.
What about sticks, branches?
Sticks, branches, you can put in the container no longer than 4 feet.
All right.
And we'll come and get those.
What do you do when they put out just a full branch, like it's 6, 8, 10 feet long?
We usually leave it.
You don't. You pick it up. It makes me so mad when you guys pick it up. It's like, I'm cutting this stuff, and my neighbor's just throwing branches out there, and they're
looking at that as an invite to put their stuff on your curb?
Oh, that's another thing. I don't want to get into that.
Oh, that's what I thought you were talking about.
Leave it?
Depending on what the size of it is, we will leave it.
Issue them
and then they get a citation.
Good. Yeah, they deserve that.
Stuff people are leaving at the crime, like beds, furniture.
Oh, my God, I know.
Dressers.
Although sometimes, I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, Sunday is our garbage night. Sunday afternoon and evening, they're out. They got their trailers. They got their trucks. You want to get rid of something, you put it out. It's gone.
Yeah.
And then you'll see it the next day over at the thrift shop. Cleaned up.
Hey, good for them. Better them than I.
All right. Anything else you want to add to this lovely topic?
I do. There's an announcement coming down soon about the Christmas letter.
Oh, that's right.
I'm not at liberty to say what because we're working on it right now.
Okay.
But we're trying to get something going.
So you're going to do a premiere here.
We're trying to do a stand at the stand.
I think
we don't know yet. We don't know if
KTV
it's possible yet.
KTV's already talked about it, haven't they?
Well, they're talking about the I guess something like that. Yes, I don't know.
All right.
Don't ask me any questions.
Have you seen the movie?
I have.
How is it?
It's good. It's very good. It's very good. It's very well. And it's nice because you can see all of Utica.
Right.
It's wonderful. So and I got a couple other movies they're coming down. I'm working on a lot of that stuff. So we're trying to get. Is
it Christmas Vacation good?
It's Christmas Vacation-esque. Yes, it is. It is. With Chevy
So you being the Utica film czar, you're doing a lot better than the Borders are.
The who? The what?
The Borders are.
Who are the Borders? You mean
They're the ones making New York City unsafe.
That's right. The border, Kamala, the Borders are.
Oh God,
He's trying to bring
politics.
my God,
yes.
in.
Yes. And we've got. It's amazing.
A little rough when they don't understand what you're talking about.
There's a lot of dust up here these days. But I mean, it's amazing how many elected officials are throwing in. They want to get involved with this stuff. So I'm very happy, very pleased with what's going on.
So you like this movie, and
yes, I highly recommend it.
The reality is, we all know there's going to be a local premiere,
right?
And when that happens, it should be something people should get out to see.
Oh yeah, it's going to be it's all about an event for the city.
Yeah,
to make us feel good and stuff like that. So it's a good time to get together and stuff like that. The Stanley Theater is absolutely lovely to see a movie in, and they'll like it. They'll recognize a lot of people, a lot of places, stuff like that.
On a scale of 1 to 4. What do you give the movie?
I'd say about a 3.75.
Okay,
that's a good rating.
I was going to say 7.
You can't say 4.
And right now, it might not be in theaters. It looks like it's going to be on a streaming service.
That's not happening for a while. So, but
I would think it would make it with Chevy Chase in it. And Randy Quaid.
We're
at the very least for Hallmark. They always do the Christmas movies.
So we're gonna be the premiere, and then I guess if everything falls into place, I'm not saying it's definite yet. We will make an announcement later this week, and then of course next week or prior to the premiere. So if premiere, I will be here every day.
All right, let's do
making
it.
announcements.
Well, we can do it. And would you think
we'll set it up?
Part of the announcement that you're going to make that you're not sure about, but I know you really are. Does it include Chevy Chase coming back to you?
I don't know anything about that yet, either, but I mean that would probably cost us more than our budget.
Probably, all right.
The whole movie.
Listen, especially this time of year, he's in cities all over.
Yeah, and he gets paid
Christmas.
a ton just for a day.
Yeah.
I think it's like $30,000 a day. Are you kidding me?
It's unbelievable. Well, he's worked for that, I guess.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. I know.
No.
Well,
and of course,
we're trying to be nice.
Randy Quaid can't leave Vermont.
Right.
So there you go.
Or his house.
And Brian Doyle Murray, I don't even know where he is, but Brian Doyle Murray was very nice.
Randy Quaid might just come. He might leave Vermont anyway.
On the lam.
Yeah, because he's something. All right, good stuff. Kick it and leave it to the curb.
Leave it to the curb.
Leave it to the curb through November and do it now. And
Get out this weekend. It's going to be lovely.
All right, going to be nice.
Rake and mow.
All right, gentlemen, nice job. Thank you.
Thank you, William.
Thank you, Andrew.
Okay.
Thank you.
As always, we appreciate it. Donna is on right now to promote a quick event. Is that what you're telling me? Hello, Donna. Good morning to promote a quick event. Good morning.
Okay, I don't know how quick it is, but...
Well, it better be.
Look, everybody. You got to write this down, put it in your calendar. Friday, October 25th.
Okay.
Doors open at 6, show time 7 o'clock, and it's free admission. Country Mike comedy concert. This guy, Mike Bova, B-O-V-A, he is fantastic. It's going to be at the Redeemer Church on Herkimer Road in Utica, Friday, October 25th. It's a great, fun, free night of hilarious stand-up comedy, parodies, and, of course, country music.
Oh,
it's called
nice.
Country Mike with a K. Country with a K, Mike Comedy Concert.
All right. And that's coming up on the 25th.
On the 25th, 7 o'clock, Redeemer Church, Herkimer Road, Utica.
Are you are you a member of the Redeemer Church, you personally?
I am not.
Oh, okay. But
you're
helping promote this.
Well, he's just having it there. It's nothing to do with the church.
It's not religious.
Not religious, but it is clean.
Oh, it's clean.
Not
okay.
religious. You don't have to be religious. You don't have to be affiliated. It's open to the public. open to whoever wants to show up.
Okay.
Get your tickets and get your tickets right now before it sells out.
Okay.
He just sold out in Schenectady, and he sold out a couple months ago in Tennessee. He's all over the place.
Yeah,
So
boy,
it's
the one thing you always want in your career is to go to Tennessee. Well, Nashville would be nice, though.
Yeah.
Was he in
Well,
Nashville?
that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in Nashville.
Wow, that's awesome.
That was
Okay,
really,
great stuff.
really good.
Great stuff, Donna. Thank you.
It's a great show.
I'll bet
All right,
it
I will
is.
talk to you next week.
Thank you so much. Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right. The things I say we can do. Yes, let her promote her show. Got a break. Coming up, we're going to talk to the woman in Ilion who had the back and forth. This is the one who actually had the back and forth with Mayor Stevens.
Yes.
I don't want to get into this, keep this thing going. However, he spoke about her. She wants to be able to respond, so I'll give her that, and then we'll call it quits. We'll do that next with Mrs. Carrie Holtz on WIBX.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team now. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York with 7 schools, 3,100 students, and a 92% graduation rate. You can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get pay that's based on your experience. Great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
Are you seeking Medicare guidance? Let the experts at Senior Benefits NY help get the coverage you need and the peace of mind you deserve. We offer free consultations to whoever would like a review of their current Medicare plans. We understand how daunting the Medicare process can be and strive to make healthcare planning easier. Because we represent all major healthcare companies, our services will help guide you through your Medicare plan choices for 2025 to fit your unique needs. For a free consultation, please visit seniorbenefitsny.com. Senior Benefits NY, your Medicare, your choice.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Our nation is at a crossroads. In Albany, John Mannion and Kathy Hochul support radical policies like cashless bail, which releases violent criminals back into our communities. Worse, John Mannion and Kathy Hochul support defunding the police, taking officers and equipment off of the streets when we need them the most. Now, Mannion's running for Congress, threatening to take Hochul's terrible ideas to Washington, D.C. There's a better choice. Navy veteran Brandon Williams. A former nuclear submarine officer, Brandon Williams has a new mission, defending central New York from the Hochul-Mannion agenda. Unlike John Mannion, Brandon Williams knows how to keep our families safe. In Congress, he's secured millions for local law enforcement, giving cops the tools they need to keep violent criminals behind bars. On or before November 5th, vote for Navy veteran Brandon Williams for Congress.
I'm Brandon Williams, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Brandon for NY 22.
Oh, you've seen these before. Would you rather run a marathon or change a flat tire in 20 below? Next one. Would you rather save for college through a 529 or through a custodian brokerage account? Lee Baldwin & Company can't help you change a tire, but they can help you find out about the ABCs of investing for your kids. Lee Baldwin & Company. Find your investment answers at investtoday.com. Member FINRA SIPC.
Have you been thinking about buying a new hot tub or spa? Now is the time. Liverpool Pool and Spa has a large selection of American-made spas and hot tubs. Enjoy year-round for both relaxation and hydrotherapy. Fast delivery and installation available, as well as local service and support long after the sale. Financing options also available for qualified buyers. Stop into the Rome location today on 1501 East Dominic Street in Rome, or visit liverpoolpoolandspa.com for more information. Don't just dream it, live it.
Shop the My Carl's floor sample clearance at My Carl's. Recliners from $249, bedrooms from $499, mattresses from just $99. My Carl's, New Hartford Shopping Center.
This station is brought to you by Tallman's Tire, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
This is Keeler in the morning. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Okay. Wow. Explain, Andrew, what is happening next.
This is Mrs. Carrie Holtz. Emphasis on the Mrs. because she took issue with the fact she was being called Miss Carrie Holtz yesterday by the mayor, John Stevens of Ilion. This is who Mayor Stevens was having a conversation with, a back and forth.
All right.
We got a screenshot earlier in the week. There were additional screenshots, and Mrs. Holtz is on the line right now.
All right. Carrie, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good. I don't want to make this into a whole thing where it just continues and it's
all right.
However, you were talked about yesterday, so I feel like you should have the right to be able to speak up and speak up for yourself. What do you heard the mayor on yesterday, Mayor Stevens. What is it that you want to say about that?
So it's mostly there's no fight about his character. I'm sure he's a great guy and everything, but when you have to communicate with him on any level to do with village business, if it's not going his way, that's when he throws like these tantrums and he starts to write on the village Facebook, and it's not just me who's ever had this instance happen. He will put these posts up, and it's just, I reached out to him, and to be clear, the first time on Facebook where there was correspondence between the two of us was him reaching out to me. So that's what I mean. He said, don't reach out to him on Facebook. But the roads, they're not just terrible. Less than a year ago, my springs truck or something went, and my father, being a heavy equipment mechanic, threw a new set in, but it was my personal private road that tore up.
It was torn up, you said, because of...
Yeah, so for 2 months we drove over this road being torn up.
Okay.
It's not village-owned, it's personal-owned.
I see.
And it's a privately owned road. And we drove over it for 2 months, and he tells you to contact this Joe. Joe either doesn't respond back or he does call back, and he makes promises that he doesn't, keep.
And like Joe is the contractor from Albany.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And he was supposed to fix it in September. It's been patched after we drove over it for 2 months. It's just like they threw down stone to make it so that it's even, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now it's still, that's been a year, and he says that we're supposed to get it ripped up and replaced, and it hasn't been replaced, and it was supposed to be done by September of this year, still not replaced. So that's what I mean. Like, so I went to the mayor to get help, and like I said, he's the voice of village, right? I went to him, and that's where the tantrum started. Like, he throws a fit when it's not going his way, and that's not professional.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing is that letting people know that this is what we're dealing with. There's no signage. Tell people, like, hey, there's a huge bump coming up, and your car is going to slam into it, right? And I get that they're trying to fix the water, and that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it's got to be fixed.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you're ripping up huge holes, at least putting stone in it so people aren't slamming, or even a sign that says, hey, there's a bump coming.
Or a cone or something, yeah.
Yeah, and it's all over the village like this. And people, it's not just me. Other people are ruining their vehicles, right? Now I'm on less than a year from when my father replaced all the parts, and I'm going back to having to replace them. And that's where that original post came from.
Okay.
Now, my best friend is Miss Messina. I'll call her Cara because she's my,
Mm-hmm.
She posted that she came into the village and she hit that first bump by Aldi's that I was talking about, and her car slammed into the road. And So that's why I reached out to him. I said, this is disgraceful. Like, it's embarrassing. Told him about my vehicle, that I'm having to replace yet again the same part. And he went off on me, blocked me from the village page.
And now he
claims he didn't do that.
He says he did not block you.
Yeah, and I sent some screenshots over to Andrew.
Yeah, we saw.
Clearly said he did. He said the village page is owned by him. Like, just childish stuff, right? And I'm not one to be part of these things. I'm not one to attack somebody. I'm very quiet person. That's why Tara, she wrote the post and she was the one talking yesterday. I don't usually do any of this stuff, but it's hard to live in a village and have a mayor that this is how he talks to you when you do reach out. I've talked to him twice. That's it. And we've called and left messages at his office and don't get responses. And he does respond on Facebook. And, this is a way to communicate.
All right, well, that is a little different than the way it was described to us yesterday, and I wanted to give you an opportunity to be able to give your take on all of this, and I feel your pain. I got to tell you, I know what it's like to be in bad conditions and bad roads, and we lived in Ilion for 19 years, so I'll tell you that I certainly feel your pain, and I'm sorry you're going through all this.
Thank you. Yeah.
Which, by the way, which is what I told John he should say to you, which would have made this so much better.
Yep.
Just for the record.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like just being able to communicate about it in a civil matter, especially being in the position.
All right. Fair enough. Carrie, thank you for the time. We appreciate it.
All right, Carrie, thank you.
And good luck.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Care.
You do the same.
All right, so
keep in mind that is her side of the story.
There are three sides to every story, Bill.
There's a third coming in now?
No.
Okay.
There's his, hers, and
that is
the
true.
truth. You want to get Easy and Ilian's comment quick?
Quickly read his, and I want to bring in Ryan.
The problem with the whole thing is
with Ryan.
The problem with the whole thing in Ilion is we know that there is water and sewer projects going on. However, the streets are unsafe to drive, harmful to your vehicle. The water's undrinkable. I'm not going to waste water and turn my faucet on and let it run. The bills have gone up substantially, and that is not fair to the citizens. They're just starting to clear out some of the code violations with trashed houses and lawns being completely filled with garbage and then homeless. So there's plenty of things going on in the village that just aren't great, especially when Remington going out of business and you want people to move into that area.
Okay, let's bring Ryan Nobles in from NBC. Ryan, listen, we had some great times in Ilion. Some really good times.
Oh, man. Yeah. I remember doing stories about people complaining about life in Ilion with you back in the day.
That's right.
Yeah.
Were
those his neighbors, Ryan?
No,
were those his neighbors?
I had to go to my wife and say, stop writing to Ryan. Stop it. This is ridiculous. He's not going to do a story on this. Good morning, Ryan Nobles.
Ilion is a wonderful place, though. I love that place.
All right, let's get this out of the way. Tell me about the pandas. You have 30 seconds.
I'm looking at the National Zoo right now. I'm about to be on the Today Show again to talk about it. The pandas are back. Everybody's happy. They're going to debut on January 24th. I can confirm they are very cute. People love pandas.
They do.
And, the zoo has had, the National Zoo in D.C.'s had pandas for more than 50 years, so the fact that they went without them for a year was very depressing. It's far and away their biggest draw, so everybody's very relieved that they're back.
Here's what I'd like you to do on the Today Show. So you start out with yes, do just what you did here. Pandas are cute. Everybody loves pandas. But let's talk about the Mets and Bills. I'm sure they would be all about it.
Or what if I was like, the pandas are cute and everything, but there's a real problem in Ilion with potholes. Can we talk about that on the Today Show?
Please, it's a hard-hitting issue.
That is the great story that is completely underreported. Thank you. All right, well, let's talk about where we are here. I mean, can you pinch yourself? Can you believe it? I mean, I get it. We're all tied up with the Dodgers, but man, we're in it here, Ryan.
Yeah, I said to Carrie, my wife, after they won Game 2, I said, it's going to be a series now, no matter what, right?
Yeah.
The worst-case scenario was going to be that it was going to be a sweep and that the season, which has been so much fun, would end on such a down note. So now they're in it, right? We're, again, playing with house money. This is going to be so fun. They are really in the driver's seat here. I mean, to take one away from the Dodgers at home is huge. They have home field advantage now. Going into that 2-game set in Los Angeles, you knew both teams were going to throw a bullpen series. You had to win the opposite team's bullpen series. That's what both teams did. Now it's basically even heading into the 3 games at Citi Field. This is a live ball here, man. I think the Mets have got a real shot.
They do.
I think I'd still be surprised if they end up pulling it out, but, man, it's been fun to watch.
I do agree with that. I mean, it's just think. I remember just a week or so ago, I'm like, yeah, they got to win. I don't know what it was, 13 games. I mean, that's going to be really difficult for the Mets to do, and the Dodgers especially are really tough. I mean, that you get deep 4 or 5 into their lineup, and at any point that ball could go sailing. But I got to say, we played them really well in the last one, and here we go again tonight. And now it's in New York for 3 games. Boy, oh boy, would I love to not go back to L.A.
Oh, I mean, that would be the dream. And but I think if they can win 2 of 3 here and then have the opportunity to only have to win 1 game in Los Angeles, I think that's realistic. So I think the goal here would be to pick up 2 of 3. But the other thing I think is important to keep in mind about this Mets team is that there's no perfect team in baseball, right? I mean, there are very good teams. The Mets have played a lot of these good teams. What the Mets have done is expose the weakness in each one of these teams, and they've done it in different ways. With Milwaukee, their starting pitching was really great. So they just kind of, and Philadelphia, too,
waited
they
around,
hung on and stayed in the game until they could get to their bullpens, and then they exposed it. You have an opposite situation here in Los Angeles where their starting pitching is weak and their bullpen is really strong. They got to jump on Buehler tonight, who's been, and his ERA in the postseason is like over 10. So they've got to jump on him early, like they did with in Game 2 with Lindor hitting a home run right out of the gate, and then the grand slam coming right behind it. I think that's been the genius of this team in the postseason, is finding ways to pick apart the weakness. And in the postseason, the weaknesses are very small, but you've got to find that scab and just rip it open, and that's why they've been so successful.
Who's starting tonight for the Mets?
Luis Severino.
It is Severino.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. And what do you think about the Senga controversy? I mean, a lot of criticism, actually, from Derek Jeter and A-Rod, both criticizing the fact that the Mets put him in that position. Well, he's still on the lineup, and they don't know yet, but he's still maybe a starting pitcher.
Yeah, and I was skeptical of it to begin with. I'm still skeptical of whether or not it's the right move, but I think it was like a low-risk, high-reward kind of proposition for the Mets, because if he ends up going out there and throwing 3 scoreless innings and you save your bullpen for that, I mean, when he's good, he's one of the best pitchers in baseball.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's the risk that he's not going to be good, which he wasn't in Game 2. So, I think that they're in a position now where if they win a couple games, they don't need to use him, that they haven't spent pen. I think it still makes sense to keep him in the lineup. I mean, who are you going to put in instead? Adam Ottavino? Like, I don't know. It's like, I don't have a problem with him being in the lineup. I guess the question is how you utilize him. And I think that you're going to have to see how these next couple games play out to determine whether or not that's a good idea.
Well, you never know if he finally breaks through and all of a sudden is back to his old self, and you just can't touch him. So
but that's like, I think the criticism is right to think that a guy that hasn't pitched the entire season is going to be crisp. I mean, these guys that have been, Manaea, Severino, Quintana, these guys have pitched hundreds of innings this season. They're in peak form. I mean, he's basically at the beginning of spring training form right now. He's pitched a couple of bullpen sessions and a couple of minor league games. You can't expect him to be at the top of his game right now. So, but you never know. I mean, he has the talent to be really good.
Yep. You just don't know. It's kind of like Diaz. Oh, boy. Sometimes he looks phenomenal, lights out. Other times,
you look good.
Please get him off the mound.
You look good the other night.
What's caring about Diaz? It seems like he needs like 10 pitches to get him going every time, right? He throws like 7 balls to start every outing. I'm like, why can't he get rid of those in the bullpen when he's
I know.
That's a good point.
Well, this is the big thing about Diaz. Do not bring him in with 2 or 3 runners on bases. I mean, bases loaded is a bad situation because he's going to give. It's almost you almost know a home run is coming. Right. All right,
yes, exactly.
quickly, awful game the other night. The Bills win. There were bad calls on both sides. But
you got Amari Cooper.
What a pickup with Cooper. What do you think on the Bills?
Listen, that game, I honestly believe it was like season defining, right?
Yeah.
Like you lose that game.
Not good.
A live race in the AFC East, and they're in trouble. You win it. Now you're 2 games clear. You're in the driver's seat. This was the toughest 3-game stretch of the season. If you told me before the beginning of the season, I'll give you 4-2 after the first 6 games, I would have ran with that.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that is
good place.
They're exactly where they need to be. Picking up Cooper is going to be huge. They're not great. They've got a lot of problems to fix. But when you got number 17 back there, you are as good as any team in the NFL, and I like where things are headed.
And the fact that they're moving and they're making moves right now is promising. I know you got to go. Remember, let's talk Mets and Bills on the Today Show. Forget the Pandas
and Ilian
and Ilian. Yes, don't forget Ilian.
Yeah, let them know.
All right, Ryan. Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks so much, Ryan Nobles. You'll see him very soon on NBC. Gone he is. Thank you. I was going to bring in Lucia to say hi to him. Lucy, I'm so sorry I'm out of time, but
I know I called too late. Just
all right, tomorrow. We'll hit you tomorrow.
I'll call back.
Okay. Thank
Sorry
you.
about that, Bill.
No worries. Are you preparing for the heat in your home? Collis. Fred F. Collis and Sons has you covered. Have you tried their new free home energy assessment? They will come in and assess your home and tell you where you're losing money, where you can save money, and then how you can get up to, in some cases, $25,000 in investment with Empower Plus and investment in your home. Call them today. Fred F. Collis and Sons, heating, cooling, and insulation.
It's in Sarah's Flooring Outlet's anniversary sale with savings throughout the store.
Get 20%, 30%, up to 50% off through the end of the month during Sarah's anniversary sale.
It's the best time to get new flooring for your home or business at incredible anniversary savings.
Get 20% off select in-stock carpet at Sarah's.
Get 30% off select easy-to-care-for luxury vinyl tile.
And get 50% off select in-stock